I got nobody that wants to go see rap with me. So no, I'm not going to the Fred concert in San Francisco. Clicked on the link to your grocery before we get to the Noti you were live. Must be destiny. Must be destiny. It must be fucking destiny. Welcome. Sorry I'm a little late today. Busy beaver. Plus TFT to be honest, but I was a lot to do today. Hello. Atrioc, did you hear Luca had his second child, which means he had sex right when he got traded? What's your problem? Why are you calculating the fucking conception date of Luca's children based on trade deals in the NBA? Just relax, bro. Let's just what he does in his private life is up to him as long as he keeps putting up fucking 40. Kind of a bad game last one though. It was all right. That Suns game. Yikes. Hey, Big A, did you see that Trump announced you can now deduct your car loan interest from your income tax? Great deal. Let's just add more random, weird little fucking loopholes to like try to fucking paperclip and band-aid this whole creaky fucking system together. Okay, let's do it. I love it. This is great. You voted for this? I voted more than once. I stuffed the ballot box for this, and I'm starting to regret it. I went around all the swing states and I stuffed thousands and thousands of ballots for Trump. And now I'm feeling like, was it even worth it? There's a lot of work for that. You got to work hard, play hard. You do have to work hard, play hard, folks. Prasad, thank you for the 2 months. Atrioc, I'm applying for jobs. Can you read my resume? Fuck it. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do it right now. Prasad, yes. You can send me your resume, but please remove all identifying information or I will dox you. I'm repeating right now, I am not savvy enough to not dox you. You cannot give me a doxable resume. I will pull it up on stream and you will get doxed and I will be sorry, but it won't be my fault because I warned you. Okay? I just want you to know that you're going to get doxed. And if you got your phone number on there, someone's going to fucking call you or text you or something. So just understand. My father leaked his work email on stream and I have his genes. Okay. The Ewing family. We've got a long tradition. So just make sure you understand that. I don't know how you send it to me. Yeah, Discord me, I guess. Do you have Discord or Twitter? DM? Resume review is such a good segment. Well, we haven't done it in 4 years, so don't act like it's a recurring segment. It's not our weekly resume review. We did it with Slime like 4 years ago, 2021. Hey, Big, how's your day been? Good, but a little busy. Can you review my unborn child's birth certificate? I'm not really sure for what to put for some of the sections. What do you fill out on a birth certificate other than the name? Is that the section you want filled out, is the name? I'm pretty sure nothing else is required from you. Do you want me to name your child? Name your child Twitch C Hat so that I can get out of a deal I made a while ago. Crispy Waffles, thank you for the Prime. My Prime expires in an hour, so expect another sub notification soon. Why'd you jump scare me on Spotify Wrapped at 8 a.m. this morning? What? Oh, yeah. Spotify Wrapped for Lemonade Stand. Yeah, we recorded a little funny little video, a little goofy little video. I wonder if anyone has it. I haven't seen it since we recorded it. We're just making fun of Aiden, really. Dude, I'll tell you guys something low key. Well, we got to keep it just on stream. I'm not sure this is going to get approved. So one of our Lemonade Stand sponsors is like Adobe Acrobat PDF Spaces. PDF Spaces. It's like Google Docs, but for PDFs. So you can like edit, you know, like I can edit a PDF and you can edit a PDF, but it's called PDF Spaces. And so one of the ads we recorded and sent in is Aiden and I don't know if Doug said anything on this one, but it's like, we're like PDF Spaces only for adults. We're trying PDF Spaces, no kids needs the well, so whether or not that gets through, we did record it. And it was sent in. How did it feel to get pelted with lemons? Wait, how do you know about that? There's no way that's out already. Wait, how do you know about that? One of the ads we recorded. Oh, it's out? Okay, wow. That's crazy. One of the ads we recorded, Aiden literally stands behind me and throws fucking lemons at me, and they hurt. I'm just kind of like whining like a baby. I'm just like, ow. Ow. Were they real lemons? No, they're worse. They're like heavier prop lemons. I remember with some business over the K. I don't know. You see Micron discontinuing their consumer brand Crucial? Micron discontinued Crucial. Yeah, this is what I was talking about actually with NVIDIA. Wait, this is actually such a perfect story. Wait. Okay, maybe even throw this at the end, 8ish, or whoever's going to make the clip for the thing. Because look, we've talked about, I've mentioned, like from NVIDIA's POV, if NVIDIA had their way, they wouldn't make a single graphics card for gamers anymore. Because you only have so much space at TSMC foundries in Taiwan to make things. So they only want to use all of that to make the really high-end, corporate-focused stuff. And so Micron is just doing that. Micron doesn't care. They're not making any more consumer stuff, and they're focusing on enterprise consumers. NVIDIA can't do that because then they might blow up, you know, a 20-year business, which they have great market share in. Like NVIDIA GPUs are super dominant. They have like 85% share on Steam. Like, of course they can't get rid of it, but they kind of want to. They only make as many GPUs as they absolutely have to, and everything else goes towards AI. So Micron, this is like a perfect example of what I've been saying. This is a perfect example. Like they have seen the same business trend, and they're just like, fuck it, we don't care about consumer. But NVIDIA can't do that. What about AMD? I'm sure AMD has similar pressures, but you know, again, if you had a business for that long, you don't want to blow it up. You don't want to. If AMD were to get rid of consumer, they would never be able to get back in. There are other RAM makers, but Crucial was top tier. Yeah. Atrioc, in one of your recent YouTube clips, you talked about wanting to see new business-related content. Do you have an idea on what that would be for an enterprising chatter? You're proposing that you would make the content for me? I was just saying, my purpose of that message was like, hey, some of the YouTubers I watch, because I only have a small group of YouTubers that we will watch on stream that I feel like are good enough and reliable enough that you can just click their video without having to know anything about it beforehand. And they're all converging on similar topics to topics that I've already been talking about. So it's like, I want to branch out and find some other really good people we could watch on stream and talk about. That's the idea. If you make something great like that, then I could talk about it, but it's not like I have a specific thing I'm looking for. Buttery Toes, thank you for the prime. On the Twitch grind, started watching Big A 2024. Welcome. Appreciate it. I did get a lot of nice messages today from people posting their YouTube raps. Okay, all my notifications are YouTube rap posts of people saying their Big A things and You know, if I were to scroll here, it would just be a lot of people posting their big A. And that's really cool. And I appreciate it. Like this guy who watches Big A and then Lemonade Stand and then Atrioc, which is kind of crazy because I don't even know I had enough videos this year to be on your top panels on the main. And then Linus Tech Tips and then the WVFRM podcast, which I have no idea what that is. Big A Virtual Disc Golf Pro Tour, Maximilian Dude and Sejam. Holy shit. I can picture this guy. I can picture this guy. Disc Golf Pro Tour. That's fucking sick, dude. Big A, Chubbier Snail, Danny Gonzalez, Just Toasty, and Ludwin. A Ludwin viewer. Bro, Ludwig told me he's just going to do the Big A stuff on Ludwin. He told his editors to do one clip a day, just like the... And I think it worked, that motherfucker. Askaroink. And what's the thing is, I've never taken any ideas of YouTube content from Ludwig ever. So I've never, ever taken any ideas on YouTube from Ludwig ever. Yo, I just checked. Atrioc was my most viewed channel, and I was top 0.1% of channels. I gotta stop being such a big fan. Ew. Okay, it's not that. That's not the ending I was hoping for. You just told me you watched hundreds of hours of my content, and now you're saying ooh at yourself. But I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Fire Shard, thank you. She's G on my Jinping. Thank you for the 38 months. Yo, I've really loved these streams over the years, even though I'm mainly a VOD frog. One of your Was Up Beijing segments inspired me to turn down the only job I've been offered during my whole 5 years of college. That's not a good thing. And then the next job I applied to resulted in me binking a job at NASA, low-key on accident. Okay, it worked out, I guess. Oh, great. So I think the lesson here is watch Big A, turn down jobs, and it'll all work out. Awesome. That's awesome. You can work at NASA when your online identity is Xi Ji on my Jinping. They didn't do any kind of background check for you. It's a prereq. Oh, interesting. Atrioc, why are major companies and countries pushing Kalshi so much when Polymarket was first? Polymarket's still bigger. I assume they have different partners for different jurisdictions and laws. I did see that the Kalshi, I kind of want to talk about this actually. The Kalshi woman, one of the co-founders or whatever, she became like one of the youngest women billionaires. But she said some out of pocket shit that I want to talk about. Segasoft, thank you for the gifties. Girl boss, yeah, exactly. Atrioc, loved the new Lemon Stand. Bring Tom Steyer on. Maybe we got asked about that. Have you heard of this YouTube channel, Financial Freedom 101? It sounds like a grift, bro. Is that real? Financial Freedom 101? What is this? Oh, yeah. This is the out-of-pocket shit. Wait, I'll just talk about it, actually. Fuck it. Okay, we'll talk about it. So, you know, Kalshi versus Polymarket. They're having a bit of a huge rise this year. The two big prediction companies. Is there a better one? Better picture? Whatever. Like this, okay? These are the two big prediction markets websites, and people are drastically increasing their value this year as everybody gambles more and more on everything in this economy. It's one of the reasons that DraftKings stock is not doing so good, because these gamble on everything websites have actually started to take some business away from the gambling websites. Because not only can you gamble on sports on these things, but you can also gamble on elections and coin flips, and not coin flip. There's people living or dying or whatever. You can gamble on everything. Okay. So recently, one of the co-founders became one of the youngest female billionaires, maybe the youngest. And she had this to say, Molly O'Shea.
Mark, you've mentioned multiple times that you think prediction markets will be bigger than the stock market. What is it going to take?
Oh, I'm sorry, she's not the one. She's one of the interviewers. Let's see what we can show them.
To become a $1 trillion asset class.
It's pretty much already like close to 100 billion a year of asset class, right? Like, it's pretty easy to imagine a 10x from here. Like, we haven't even started. It's been a year. I think a very large number of people care, much larger than traditional markets. And I think retail as a pie has been growing in the US, and I think it's going to keep growing. It's growing in the stock market, but it's growing outside of the stock market.
Sorry, I have woman blindness, so I thought all women look the same.
Okay. The long-term vision is to financialize everything.
Damn, bro. Okay, so first of all, I hadn't even heard his part of this clip.
Stock market. The long-term vision.
The long-term vision is to financialize everything.
Is to financialize everything and create a tradable asset out of any difference in opinion. And I think if you do build a general purpose exchange.
And create a tradable asset out of any difference in opinion.
And I think if you do build a general purpose exchange that can resolve differences of opinions on anything, like, the TAM is quite massive, quite a bit bigger than the current TAM of the stock market. I think putting aside sort of the retail trading and the institutional trading product, like, there's sort of this separate product, which is like, we are living in a world where, like, we have an abundance of information, but there's a lot of noise, and, like, we don't really understand what's real from what's not. And prediction markets are an antidote to that. They do a very, very good job at distilling information and surfacing truth to people. And you're seeing this sort of massive shift where, like, people are using them whenever they think about questions about the future, whenever they're debating about anything. And I think that trajectory is going to keep going. That's a new consumer habit that I don't think is going to be undone.
So that's a little dystopian. That's a little dystopian. The idea that every single thing that can be financialized should be, that every single thing that can be gambled on should be. And I think it's for a number of reasons, right? Not only because, that introduces its own financial risk and problems and different ways of viewing the world, but also because it adds whenever you can gamble on something, you can cheat the gambling. It creates the incentive to cheat, to influence the odds, to influence the outcome. And if you can do that for everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, if people can gamble on who gets elected to their school's parent-teacher association or whatever, and then you can undermine that bitch mom down the street so that you can you can make a huge return on betting against her. Like, if you can bet on everything, then every single thing you have control over becomes an opportunity to cheat. And that's a problem. And they don't ever discuss that, the people at Kalshi or Polymarket. The fact that it creates the incentive for a lot of insider trading and cheating, which, again, it happened recently with the goddamn Nobel Peace Prize Committee. If the Nobel Peace Prize Committee is insider trading the Nobel, then we're already through the looking glass. Man, I gotta turn the air down. It is fucking scorching in here. But wait, I wanna show you something because damn, somebody had a really, really great post about society-wide gambling in, like, a much earlier time. I want to say like the 1800s. Maybe it was I think it was the 1800s, bro. And it was a similar example of what's happening now. Like, history rhymes, right? I'm trying to find it because it was, I'm trying to find it. Did anyone see this? And maybe you can share it with me if you've got it. Is this it? Yeah, okay, this is it. Okay, this is so interesting, bro. This was like fascinating to me. This is Yoni Applebaum, okay? So he posts, the extraordinary rapid spread of gambling through society is hurtling us back towards the early modern world where people wagered through the medium of insurance contracts and all manner of ghastly things. And he's got this specific example. It's 1750, okay? Where there's a story where a man collapsed at the door of a club and was carried in. The members of the club immediately made bets whether he was dead or not. And then when a surgeon came over to try and help him, the wagerers that bet on his death got in the way, saying that would affect the fairness of the bet. That's fucking crazy. But that's the world that we're hurtling towards, but on a mass scale, not like contained to a few upper crust areas with insurance contracts, but like on a mass scale to anyone with their phone on everything. One of the most notorious examples was a bet in which two aristocrat young men bet on the deaths of their own fathers on the theory that whoever's father died first would be able to help pay the debts of the other person. So they, they both just like lived lavish young people's lives and then they bet on the debts of their fathers based on the inheritance, okay? So, you know what I'm saying? Like this is 1700s, relatively contained, but this type of unregulated spreading of being able to wager on everything has been done before in some instances, and the outcome was bad. So obviously, I'm sure it'll be different this time. I'm sure once we can gamble on everything, it'll be good. I mean, now we have networking superpowers bring gladiators back. Hey, Big A, can we bet the over on global temperature and then just pollute as much as we can? I mean, you can probably bet on global temperature. You're acting like you can influence it individually. How much are you polluting, Apucci? Like, do you think you're going to be out there with 2 aerosol spray cans? And I don't know that you have enough. I think you might be in fucking trouble, dude. I don't think you're going to make it. I'm going to break bad and start a crypto mining farm. These things are already happening. Like you as an individual don't have the scale. There's a CNN Kalshi sponsorship. Kalshi. Holy shit. 1 day ago, CNN strikes prediction data partnership with Kalshi. That's wild. So they're going to show it on stream I mean, it's not that crazy. Again, for certain things, I don't even dislike Polymarket or Kalshi. For certain things where people can't readily influence the outcome, but the more small it gets, the more localized, the more every person in some way has the ability to influence an outcome and insider trade. You know, like if it happened to the Nobel, it'll happen anywhere. It could happen on, high school sports. It could happen on anything. Anything that you can cover. Or like, people were betting on will somebody rush the field at a game? Well, okay, but if you make a big bet on that and then you break the law and rush the field, you could make more money than the fine would cost you. So, or depending on what dildo you threw at the WNBA game. Somebody was doing that. Like there's like all these different, everyone's going to make these Russian sport farms, but for other shit. They would not pay that out. How do they know, bro? How do they know? Did you see this? Yeah, I saw this. Yeah. So also, Cutie's trying to get the Polymarket and Kalshi bets for streamer awards taken down. It's her IP. She owns the awards, and they just popped up. They're just popping up for everything. There's just bets for anything. it's just very financialized. Kind of a shoot first, ask questions later type business model. Do we think that gas companies made a bet about global temps 50 years ago and now they're just trying to win? Maybe. Maybe there's a time machine situation with some executive of ExxonMobil that bet huge on Kalshi. Maybe. I think probably unlikely. Probably it's just the natural outcome of wanting to sell oil. But, oh yeah, does anyone have this? The Polymarket Ukraine map thing? That was a different website though, right? Polymarket Ukraine map. There was like, I don't think this was Polymarket. Wasn't it a different, here. It was a new app that let you bet on deadly conflicts in real time. Look at this, dude. You can bet in real time on like, will Russia capture all of Pokrovsk before 2026? $2.7 million in trades. Polyglobe. Okay, okay. This is crazy. This is fucking crazy, dude. You can gamble on anything in the whole, any conflict in the world. Wait, are there what's going on in LA? Will SpaceX will Elon Musk announce presidential run before 2027? This is crazy, bro. Britney Spears tour in 2025. Will Atrioc read 5 or 6 more of these examples? This shit's crazy. I should have said 6 or 7. God damn it. Will Donald Trump visit Arizona in 2026? You know what I'm saying? If you are someone famous enough to be named in this thing, it's like when the Coinbase guy, the Coinbase CEO, there was bets on whether he would say certain words in his earnings call. And so at the end of the call, he just went down the list and said all of them. He was like, Web 3, Web 3.1, future of crypto, Dogecoin. You just listed them all, and all of them resulted to win. But like, okay, it's strange because if he had any money on it, and even if he didn't, he's now influenced it. How come it's like this weird, gambling introduces a lot of weird things into normal human interactions, and now they're going to be in everything. What's this one? What's this? Yeah, here's the clip. Wait.
Because I was tracking the prediction market about what Coinbase will say on their next earnings call, and I just want to, add here the words Bitcoin, Ethereum, blockchain, staking, and Web3 to make sure we get those in before the end of the call. All right, well, we've taken all of our questions. That's it for today. Thanks, Sean.
It's just strange, bro. It's just strange. I don't know how to fucking adapt. I don't know how to adapt. What's this? Yeah, okay, this is the Polyglobe thing I was looking at. Where you can look. It's like specific parts of Ukraine, and we're betting in real time on whether or not Russia will capture this or not. Which, by the way, I mean, then that introduces the concept of like, like Russia could fund part of its war effort by choosing to not capture an area by a certain time. Do you understand how crazy the world can get? They could bet crypto on not capturing a city by a certain date, then use that money to buy weapons to capture that city. I don't know. It's fucking crazy. I guess the only consolation is that I don't know how much they scalp. How much does Polymarket or Kalshi shave off the transaction for their profit? Because theoretically, I mean, everyone's a net loser. Like, where do they make their? Where's their spread? Take 1%. What is Polymarket's cut? They don't have trading or deposit or withdrawal fees. Okay, they have a minimal fee structure, a 0.01% fee. I guess they really take very little. I guess it's because it's early days, though. This is like their we need to get customers thing. So right now, I assume they don't make money. What does Polymarket make money? Oh, yeah, they have a 2% fee on net winnings. Okay, so if you do win, there's a 2% fee. Interesting. Very interesting. All the Ukraine soldiers bet on Russia taking the city and then dip. I mean, I guess if you thought you were already going to lose a certain location, you could somehow do that to make money off it. But again, it's just people that have the ability to influence the outcome of a bet, making bets on things at such a scale that no one could ever possibly enforce or stop it. I don't know. I think it's wild, bro. That one tweet about Polymarket degens firefighting. Wait, do you have this? Link me. Oh, wait. Holy fuck, dude. It's already happening. It's already happening. Somebody changed the front line to make a fake Russian advance so they could win a bet. They invented a fake Russian advance into the city of Myrnohrad. They found the map that Polymarket relies on. They said they secured the town. They won the bet, got paid out, I guess. That's insane. That's insane. Everything's getting so degenerate. Everything's getting so fucking degenerate, bro. You should need to leave your house to bet money. Whoa, folks. Colonel Sanders figured it out. This law has no loopholes. You figured it out. Everyone walking one step out of their house to get their phone out and what does that solve, bro? That's your the touch grass bill? You have to have literally one hand on grass to be allowed to bet. Everyone buys like a little patch of sod grass for their living room so they can no, dude, I don't know. I think when gambling, especially like sports gambling, was constrained to an in-person casino in one location where you had a designated enter and exit time, it was like a contained thing. But now that it's like a 24/7 on your phone micro gambling, you're gambling during the game on little mini things. it's gotten more degenerate. It's gotten just insanely degenerate. Yeah, it's the friction. Whether that was his point, well, then it was very poorly articulated. And when you're writing a law, you really need to be more concrete. Because saying you just need to leave your house and instead of saying it should be all in one location, do you know what I'm saying? Because then you could make one of these pop-ups in every goddamn city. There used to be, it's like a savings. Eventually you're due for a win. Wait, I'm sorry. Are you saying that putting money into gambling is like a savings account because eventually you will win? It does make sense if you never quit. Do you think casinos ever figured out that if you just keep doubling your bet, you'll eventually win? Do you think they hope nobody figures that out? Is that like the biggest fear of casino executives, that if you figure out the double your bet strategy? I got kicked out once for telling the other players about that. Well, you did God's work. This is something worth betting on. What is this? The World Microsoft Excel Championship final takes place today with a total prize pool of $61,500. The winner will receive a wrestling-style championship belt. That's actually fucking sick. It's actually sick, bro. That's awesome. That's so sick. Wait, this already happened? It's happening now?
Place.
Okay.
280 points.
So as you said, we'll just wait till someone scores, and then that person.
One has scored.
There we go with 5 seconds to go. Jasper might just barely hang on, and he does.
I think Vincent was in 11th place.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And he's going to get a tap on the shoulder. Nobody likes that feeling.
No, that's got to be tough.
That's it.
Oh, eliminated, bro. You hate to see a champion like that go.
Great job to make it all this way.
I want to watch this, but if I can't Polymarket bet on it, then what's the point? Do you know what I'm saying?
I mean, this.
If I can't gamble, World Excel Championships prediction. Wait, there is betting on this? Oh my God. Wait, there is betting on this? You can bet on. I mean, it looks like early here. Diar Muid early is the heavy favorite. I really think Michael Harmon here though he's the dark horse, but he might win. Kalshi pop-ups in the mall coming soon. Yeah, I don't know. Seems overall bad. Did someone have a Polymarket on whether or not Atrioc would dunk on Polymarket? There was, and I took the bet that I would, which is why I'm here doing this. You know, I got to make the money, dude. This is all part of my plan. I actually love Polymarket. I just wanted to say that so I could. It's called business. Will Atrioc stream Monkey Ball this week? Markets. No, that's it. Look at his Excel guides. Wait, this is the guy that. This is the GOAT, dude. Look at his brain power. Holy, holy mega mind, bro. Wait a minute. Enter the Matrix. My mic drop moment.
Hello and welcome. I've been a little quiet lately because I've been been traveling to Vegas for the XL World Championships, but I think my esports career may have had its all-time peak last night in terms of moment of glory. So I figured I'd make a video about it before mean reversion kicks in tonight.
Well done, Dimmed.
Oh, that felt good.
Here we go. Full being used. Oh, here we go. Dermot solved the full painting. He's still working him through level 7. There we go.
Full marks, 1250.
And early.
Living up to his name.
Well done, Dimmed.
Oh, that felt good.
Holy shit.
And he walks off the stage. He's done. Gonna go take a break, get a beer.
Chills, dude.
Yeah, that felt good. That felt good. Anyway,
That's absolute chills. Dude, someone said, get sheet done. That's +2. Get sheet done. Wow. Wow. See, that's what we need. We need a esport for everything. We don't need a gamble for everything. We need an esport for everything. It'd be so fun to watch like the Subway Sandwich Artist World Championship. That'd be fucking sick. Who can make it a toasted Italian BMT in record time? That would be awesome. I don't want to bet on it. I don't want the guy making the sandwich to be betting that I'm going to hate the sandwich and then he fucking spits in it and then gets the win. Do you know what I'm saying? That's not what I want. I want to be able to just watch the people at their best do their best. I knew you'd be a BMT guy. It's the best Sammy there, hands down. Thanks, R-Dubs. I am a BMT guy. The Italian BMT is the goat of Subway sandwiches, but Subway has fallen far, folks. As a Subway defender, Subway has fallen far. The private equity has torn into a once great American establishment. I've been a Subway defender for many, many moons. But it feels felt up. I'm not saying bring back Jared. Let's be clear. I am not saying bring back Jared. I'm saying the era where Jared was there, coincidentally, the sandwiches were better. That's not because of Jared. Jared should still be gone. But I feel like that era where they were privately owned. It's not causation, correlation. Subway fell off since I quit working there in 2015. Coincidence? Some say no. Are you implying that you were single-handedly holding up the Subway corporation based on your sandwich artistry? That you had such a standard of excellence that other employees, not only at your store, but at all stores, were inspired? Okay. Well, it's possible. I doubt it, but it's possible. Did you see the CP3 drama? Yeah. Kind of sad, bro. Kind of sad. Apparently he like fucking yelled at everyone on the team and the staff though. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe they just couldn't keep it going. What happened? Chris Paul, Clippers legend. I mean, a basketball legend, but he's like the biggest star the Clippers ever had. Is retiring this year. It's his last season in the NBA after a fucking really storied 20 seasons or something. He's been around forever. And it's like a retirement tour. You know, you get one more season. You get to go around. You hoop for one last time. And you know, like we're only like a third of the way into the season, and they just said, "Nah, don't show up." They sent him home. So he's kind of pissed about it. And it feels very, you know, it feels kind of shitty to do to a franchise legend. But Clippers have their own problems with fucking Kawhi and the trees and everything. So yeah. They have a Subway competition. Wait, this exists? Sub Jammers 2025. The thing I just made up exists. Wait, can I watch it? YouTube. Subjammers 2024. This is the qualifying round? Dude, what you don't want is somebody yelling faster, faster, faster at you. This is just me as a Subway customer. Faster, 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 faster. I need my sandwich quicker.
Very good.
Damn, makes me want Subway straight up, if you can believe it. Despite knowing that it won't satisfy the way it used to, it does make me want Subway. How unfortunate. He double dips too much, have to one-shot each topping for an even okay time. I mean, you're right. When you're right, you're right, Arid. When you're right, you're right. One of my friends won the World Barista competition in 2010. How do you measure the World Barista competition? Subway was better when they had the Italian wallpaper. I'm not so worried about the wallpaper. I think they're just slicing the meat thinner. Best Barista Championship. The World Barista Championship. 1 month ago.
Everyone comfortable? Okay, if I could please have my music. He continues to flush the tank with nitrogen at specific intervals, contributing to those beautiful citrus qualities in the cup. And finally, finishing with 20 days on raised beds and dried to an 11% moisture content. So judges, when you're ready,
Kind of looks like
please write
Stan's.
these tasting notes down for the espresso course. Of navel orange, yellow peach, and Earl Grey tea. It's gonna have a medium weight. Spices, the late night processing, the weather events, and the impact a volatile sea price has on producers. Now we are responsible for sharing this value to the industry and our customers. Because without value, we lose connection. And coffee simply becomes a transaction.
I just ordered a coffee, man. You've been in a 5-minute speech. I just wanted a coffee.
So judges, please ask, you can stir your espresso 10 times. Please take 2 sips from the thin side of the cup, which should be facing you. And please enjoy the value of Jamison's hard work. Now those pink cups are for your dirty spoons. Please enjoy.
This is the world's best barista? Come on. This is some coffee lover shit, bro. What? And do they all clap at the end?
And difficult conditions for producers. But we as baristas not only have the ability to affect positive change, but the responsibility. We need to make sure we share the value of these amazing coffees to our customers. Be conscious of the message that we're sending back to the producer. And represent these amazing farmers who are putting their blood, sweat and tears into every single harvest. Because if we don't, who will? Judges.
Who will? Anyone else? Anyway, is that the barista's job? Wait, they pick the fucking ingredients? Yeah, most people work at Starbucks, bro. What are you talking about?
I have one last diary entry before I call time today I would love to share with you. The 20th of October, 2025, Milan, Italy. Today is the final of the WBC. I'm nervous, but more than anything, excited, because this time feels different. I can't wait to get on stage and share this message. Thank you to Jamison for this amazing coffee and all his hard work. Thank you to Jonathan and Alejandra, who have given me the inspiration.
Can you imagine you order a coffee and it's 15 minutes later and the guy's still in a speech? He's got his notepad. And he's playing folk music. And the coffee's cold. Hey, world champion though, bro. World champion. You got to give. Wait, does he?
Finalist, please.
Yeah, to watch me. I hope I made it proud. Time.
That's what our finalists. Please give them a warm applause.
Wow. Yeah, I don't really understand how they compete. But I mean, that guy's the GOAT, bro. He's the fucking GOAT. Well, this one has 3.6 million views. I gotta see it.
Time. Hello, judges. My name is Morgan Eckroth from Onyx Coffee Labs, and it's an honor to be representing the United States. Now, today we'll be experiencing a journey through time, not simply looking to our future, but also to our past. Let's get started. Now, 2 years ago, hospitality and specialty coffee faced an extinction. Where once coffee functioned as a canvas that fostered relationships and excellence, it changed. Service in coffee became sterile and deficient.
So fucking true.
And yet 2 years later, as we stubbornly press forward as an industry, facing what we lost is unavoidable.
Dude, it's coffee Steve Jobs. She's got the turtleneck and she's talking like she's revealing the fucking iPhone of coffee.
We're chasing progress while looking over our shoulders at what once was. Now, today, judges, I want to challenge you that our future can be found in the past through a renewal of coffee, connection, and resilience. Now, at this time, I'm preparing the shots and then chilling them for your later signature beverage. So in the meantime, settle back and relax. We'll be continuing shortly.
It's got elevator
I'd
music.
like you to
and
also note those menus in front of you. They have information about your later coffees and courses.
This is crazy. It's spilling? Yikes. Don't let him see. Walk it with your body. Courses. What are they judged on the...
So, let's continue. We're starting our time today with a coffee that has faced an extinction of its own. Eugenoides, one of the parents of Arabica. This incredibly unique coffee that helped form our modern expectation for coffee was once
Dude, people are watching. They don't even get to drink the coffee. Some guy in the background is just watching a woman kind of talk about coffee for 15 minutes and
lost. Forgotten to time before the whole.
I guess we're doing that right now. There's thousands of us.
Resurrected the species in a lab.
That's what we're doing.
Deep in the Andes Mountains of Colombia, this coffee has reappeared through painstaking care and effort.
Damn, this is unreal.
Now, the Eugenoides is certainly an ancient species that has been renewed through technology, and the flavor profile it holds is incredibly unique.
Okay.
It has low acidity and complex sugar development that has been enhanced through natural processing. Because of this, today, judges, I'm updosing to 23 grams in, approximately 36 grams out at 25 seconds.
Very smart, very wise. What a good on-the-fly change. Insane play. Insane, but she's updosing.
The Eugenoides sweetness has been enhanced by its processing, but today we're going to do so once more. This time with the addition of milk.
Oh shit, she's adding milk! What kind of milk though? Uh-oh, don't choke! Don't choke!
Now I'm using freeze distilled milk today.
Okay.
It's whole milk, that
Whole
has been
milk?
frozen and then distilled down to 30% in order to capitalize on the rich and creamy texture you'll experience in the final beverage.
She's crazy. Wait, is it whole milk distilled down to 30% so it's not whole milk?
I'll be rejoining you at those tables shortly.
It's fattier than, okay, I see, fattier than milk but less than cream. God damn. This is a pro at
Now,
work.
in this pairing, the fats in the milk and the sugars found in the eugenoides come together to create unique confectionery calls.
This coffee better hit.
In the drink, you will taste creme brulee. You'll taste yellow cake batter and melted chocolate ice cream. Lastly, you'll taste praline. This is caramelized butter, sugar, vanilla, and salted nuts.
Holy shit.
The tactile is extremely thick. It has a heavy weight.
Bro, that's
and
not
it's
what I want.
buttery and rich.
Does it taste like
it has
coffee?
a coating finish, like white chocolate.
His coffee mustache.
The eugenoides is certainly a species that has already undergone a renewal, and yet it faces another extinction today, this time driven by climate change and resulting in low production. Once more, we look forward to an uncertain future in this coffee's history. And yet before you on this table is the rare magic of eugenoides. Now my only drinking instructions for you are this. Once you are done with your evaluation, please take a sip of water. This will prepare you for our further coffees and courses. Thank you and enjoy.
This is so insane. This whole lifestyle. Just to hear all of that, then take a sip, then look really serious and furrow your brow and write down a fucking novel. That's crazy. All right, let me see the ending.
Ready to emerge and expand or constrict? It is my hope that the former is true, because if we look to the past, we can see this.
Oh shit, oh shit.
Coffee itself has survived through continual renewal, and so will we.
Dude,
Now,
does every person that does this competition have to make a speech about how coffee's future is its past and how it's going to bring cultures together and how we have to... There's only so many things you can say, dude. Does every year we got to watch the same speech about coffee? Coffee. And then do like fucking slam poetry about coffee? How do you grade? Everyone, there's not that many things you can say.
if I may remind you, those flavors you'll taste in our final beverage. It's tamarind juice, cream soda, maple, and the flavor of spiced cocoa.
She broke the glass?
Now the aroma you'll get is pungent botanicals.
She took the glass, put it under a thing, and broke it with a hammer. Yeah, can I just get like a flat white? This is all cool. I just have a meeting in 15 minutes. If I could just get my order.
With a finish of complex spices.
Holy.
The tactile is a medium weight, yet it can feel lighter on the palate due to the carbonation. It begins slick and juicy, developing into creaminess and finishing with sparkling effervescence. And as a final touch, the national liquor in Colombia is called aguardiente. It is an anise-based spirit that is often used in celebration. In times past, it has been shared between Onyx and Immaculata in partnership. Because of this, I am spritzing each of your cups with orange blossom water and anise tea, creating the aromatic experience of celebration in the coffee fields of Immaculata. Once more, I ask that you
Chills.
wait to taste.
Fucking chills.
The cups I'm placing in front of you have been remade using the ancient Japanese technique of kintsugi.
Holy shit,
It's a mending
kintsugi?
of something broken with gold to turn it into something even stronger. This is coffee. It's humans humanity. And if we look closely, we may even see the threads of gold woven through our own shared histories. Now, judges, as we part ways for today, I leave you with this. Take a deep breath and look forward to what is broken. Finally, sip from what has been remade. It's been an honor spending this time and serving you. Thank you so much.
She's the GOAT. She's the GOAT. What can you say? What can you say when the GOAT's the GOAT? What can you say? That's crazy. Oh, apparently she's like a big YouTuber, a coffee YouTuber. That's awesome. This felt like a beautiful TED Talk. Man, I really had this video pop up and said, no shot, there's a fucking world-class coffee tournament. 15 minutes later, I'm sitting here like, how perfectly eloquent. And what a professional display of coffee tradition and literature. My God, the professionalism. Wow. That's awesome. 3.6 million views, bro. That's crazy. She's the GOAT. Actually, she got second in the world for that. Second world championship, but not first. I wonder who first was. I don't have it on here. We need a Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson movie about the Barista Championship. Why those two now? They've already done Google interns 15 years ago. They've crashed weddings, and now they're going to, what, become baristas? They're just, let's get the new school Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson, which is The Rock and Kevin Hart. Or the newer ones after that. I don't know. Let's get Kai Cenat and Phantom to do it. Okay? Let's do that. And Drewski. Jack Black and Jason Momoa. Yeah, exactly. An anti-union Starbucks movie with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson as the baristas. They're baristas who don't like the union. That's the idea. It's a movie about how Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson undercut a Starbucks union to help the struggling Starbucks corporation. That actually sounds fire. I'd watch that for sure. That sounds cinema. Union Crashers. The CEO is Peter Dinklage. Wait, this is fire. It's called Scabs. Wait, this sounds great. I'd watch that for sure. I'd watch that for sure, dude. Was there anything else about the gambling thing I wanted to say? There was this tweet, I guess a slight warning. It's got the word rape in it. But it is, like, I think accurate to people. This is about the Kalshi quote about the long-term vision to financialize everything and create a tradable asset out of any difference in opinion, which you talked about. Well, this guy goes, we've completely lost the ability to say, yeah, enough's enough. If someone has enough money, they can say, I invented the rape machine that rapes you. And everyone has to go, well, rape machine's coming in a couple years. Better get used to it. And it does kind of feel like that, where it's like there's not even any worry when this person says that there could be pushback. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's just like, yeah, I guess that's happening. I guess every single thing will be commodified and traded and turn into gambling. Which is interesting. The quote was satire? No, this quote is real. We watched it earlier.
Tradable asset out of everything. The vision is to financialize everything and create a tradable asset out of any difference in opinion. And
man, that's so wild. That's so wild. You know what's extra funny about, not extra funny, it's not really funny at all, but so I did look into this. The Polymarket and Kalshi, they need someone with a lot of money to be sort of the market maker on a lot of these bets, because you need a lot of money to have available to be able to pay out and handle all these bets. And so they've gotten like hedge funds to do it. And yeah, the hedge funds basically they just bet against, they bet essentially no on everything. Or I guess they just farm. I'm trying to understand this. The hedge funds essentially farm the fact that almost every unlikely event is overbet by retail traders. You know what I'm saying? So like, for example, if it was Jesus Christ returning, that's essentially a 0% event, but it's like 2 to 3%. Or if it's like, I don't know, the fucking Detroit Lions winning the Super Bowl. It's like there's some fan that'll bet that is more, the percentage is going to be more likely than the actual percent. And so they take the other side of all of those trades and are just farming. Is my understanding. It's literally your chat when you're betting on whether you fail on a boss. Okay, let's not be mean. Let's not be mean. That's what doubters do, okay? But that's not real money. Isn't that the analogy of picking up pennies in front of a Zamboni or something? What if Jesus does come? No, that's the point, is they do it for everything. So the ones they do lose are outweighed by all the many, 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 many ones they won. It's pennies in front of a steamroller, by the way. Are you Canadian or something? I would never say Zamboni in my life. Dirt Grips, thank you for the 18 months. Yeah, the thing about my bets is that occasionally I will just pay the believers regardless of whether or not I won. So it's a naturally balancing mechanism where I can fuck over all the doubters. The odds are not accurate because they can't actually study my play and decide when I'm going to win, because I might just make them lose. Do you think Fed cuts rates next week? Yeah, I do. I do. But that's not even a hot take. I mean, that's baked into prediction markets, bro. It's like 90% now. We could check. Fed rate cut Polymarket. December 9th, 94% chance, bro. I mean, the ADP numbers came out today. Another 33,000 jobs lost. Predicted 44,000 jobs gained. Actual result, 33,000 jobs lost. Private markets. I mean, Jerome Powell could like go dumb crazy, I guess, but they've already got the next guy lined up. Job market clearly weak. They're probably going to cut. Almost certainly going to cut. It's not even that. It's not even without this, it would be pretty obvious. And with this, it's like, Jerome took this bet. Stock market's like bad numbers mean rate cut, so line go up. Good numbers mean good economy, so line go up. Heads, you win. Tails, you win. You're good either way. There's no ever way that could break. Just remember. Oh, yeah. You're going to get the Samsung Trifold? What is this? Samsung Trifold. No, I hate these kind of phones, bro. I hate these things. Does anyone actually like these? You got to be addicted to your phone to need a phone this big. This is an iPad. I don't need this fucking. This is too much. This is for people whose main computing device is their phone. But I think a lot of people here have a gaming computer. I use a computer. I have a laptop, bro. I want my phone to be small. Smaller. I don't want a phone this big. I'm not watching a lot of things on my phone. I'm listening to things. I watch a YouTube video where I don't need to care what it says. If you really wanted to play TFT, I guess it'd be kind of fucking fire, but that just sounds like another addict waiting to happen. I'll just wait till it's thinner and more polished. Dude who's been waiting to buy a new phone for 20 years. And every year he realizes if he waits one more year to get thinner and more polished, so he never actually buys. Sitting on your fucking Nokia brick. Sometimes you gotta just fucking pull the trigger, bro. It'll always get better. Why is it like it's a bad thing? Well, it is. It is a self-defeating idea. Did you see the new Drew Gooden video? Yeah, I saw it. It's called the last 500 Big A videos mashed into one. Yeah, I saw it, bro. I saw it. It's have you considered to be a sick DS emulator? Well, what are you going to emulate? What is a Nintendo DS game that you miss playing? That you could. I do want to watch NakeyJakey. I do really want to watch NakeyJakey. I do also want to talk about OpenAI. So we got a double whammy here. Okay, OpenAI discussion. Let's talk about it because it's not an insane story, but it's kind of a funny twist of fate. We've kind of covered it. Let me pull up my. Damn, bro. All this gambling stuff. Okay. All right. OpenAI has hit the code red button. Among Us alarm bell, dude. Everyone needs to get in. We got to vote. OpenAI code red. They're worried. They're stressed. And it's kind of funny. And this comes from The Information, which, by the way, has been on fire the last half of this year. One of the best sources I've been reading, The Information. They found leaked internal memos from OpenAI CEO Sam Altman saying, okay, we're about to have a rough couple months up ahead. We need a code red to combat the dual threats to ChatGPT. They're getting attacked from two sides. Okay, so you got in the middle, you got OpenAI. Oh, get a little OpenAI. Okay, on the business side, like the high-end business clients, they're getting attacked by Claude and Anthropic. Spelled it wrong. Claude. If you are in chat and you're a programmer or a coder, you probably use this. And your business is probably buying this and not this for corporate clients. Claude is attacking the high-end business clients of OpenAI. That's where a lot of the money is made. And OpenAI needs money badly. On the, totally free user or business that wants to build like a ChatGPT wrapper type thing, like a AI boyfriend or whatever, they're getting attacked by DeepSeek and a lot of Chinese models. Kimi. DeepSeek. Kimmy. Let's just say China. Okay? China. That's attacking OpenAI on the low end. These are all open source. Basically, OpenAI will come out with something, and then 6 months later, that same thing will be out in China, open source, and way cheaper. Okay? So, like, they're not caught up to OpenAI, but they're, like, as good as it was not that long ago, and people can just download them, run them locally, or do whatever, and it's way cheaper than running it through OpenAI. So, that's being attacked. And then finally, you know, those things were bad. They were losing both of these, or these both were, like, competitive threats. But OpenAI always had, like, the average consumer. They had the person that wants to cheat on their schoolwork. They had your grandma or your mom or dad are like, hey, the only AI they know is ChatGPT. Your friend that wants to write a wedding speech. Or the person responding to your text with a lot of fucking hyphens. That stuff, that has been OpenAI's game. They've had 85% market share. And then finally, Google Gemini. Google Gemini. And now they're being crushed, constrained from all three directions. And OpenAI, rather than focus on any one of these areas and be really good at it, they've been floundering. I'll have to add an L. Google. Okay? Goog. They've been floundering and trying a bunch of random new shit like a browser. They did like the AI browser. They tried to get into social media by making Sora, which has been, we can just say it, pretty much a flop, bro. Like Sora, people just make a few things on Sora, rip them, and put them on other platforms. Nobody's hanging out on Sora. Sora is not turned into a monetizable social media platform. It's just like a generator for memes for other platforms. So all this shit is kind of like failing, and they're losing ground in all the actual areas. And so they finally realized, like, wait a minute, this is fucking scary. Google Gemini was the last straw. And like, look at this. So FT covered the informations piece, but they added this. Gemini app downloads are catching up to ChatGPT's. Like, this is a huge gap gain. And then if you pull up the LLM leaderboard, LM Arena, you've got Gemini leading or right behind Claude and web dev, first in vision, first in text to image, first in image edit, first in search, first in text to video, first in image to video. So like Gemini is kind of crushing. And it's crazy because if you flash back on my own channel, 3 years or 2 years, I don't know, 2023 or 2, I said this. Google, particularly, let's talk about them, is freaking out. ChatGPT had Google call a code red, which Google was calling the code red. No, it's not a parade truck. This is just 3 years ago. Google was like, holy fuck, we're screwed, code red. ChatGPT's eating our lunch. And now, 3 years later, it's OpenAI doing code red because they've caught up. Like their lead has evaporated. So got them their best strike force to figure out what the they're going to do about ChatGPT because Google has sat on their ass for a very long time. But for the first time ever, there's finally a challenger to Google's domination of search. People may, go to ChatGPT. What's interesting is the founder, the co-founder of Google, Sergey Brin, came back and led this strike force personally, and apparently was a key individual involved with like cutting through the red tape and getting them to actually build. And now they're hyper competitive again. Now OpenAI is on the back foot. So here's some quotes though from this leaked email. So Sam Altman says Google's resurgence could cause, quote, temporary economic headwinds for OpenAI, which basically, it's like a really fancy way of saying we're going to make less money. This could really hurt our ability to make money. Now, what's interesting is that Google this whole time is printing money. They make money hand over fist, but OpenAI loses money, and they need to make a lot of money soon to pay for the 1.5 trillion in promises they've made over the next few years to build AI data centers. So Like this will impact OpenAI's ability to raise another $100 billion or so to weather the significant cash burn the company has projected. It burns tens of billions of dollars to develop new technologies, and they have many more promised. So the CFO alluded to a slowdown in ChatGPT growth. It's a little spooky for them. We're at a critical time for ChatGPT. I think they also said like they're going to have a, I mean, we'll see if they can make anything with this. They said they're going to have like a daily call with all their top employees to really crack heads on this. And hopefully they're going to try to get into search, I guess is the idea, or sell ads. It all sounds fucking crazy. This was also wild. Mark Benioff, who's the head of Salesforce. I don't know if he's like partnered with Google, but he was like, holy shit, I've used ChatGPT every day for 3 years. Just spent 2 hours on Gemini 3. I'm not going back. The leap is insane. Reasoning, speed, images, video, everything is sharper and faster. It feels like the world just changed again. Like the glaze is insane. But I will say, like, I've used both the paid ChatGPT and the paid Gemini. And what I will tell you is, in my experience, I didn't see a difference. And the paid Gemini is way cheaper. way, 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 way cheaper. So, like, I do see, it seems like a big fucking threat to ChatGPT. It seems like a big threat. Like, I can see why they'd be scared. Gemini has a better data set. Well, that's another thing is like, so it's becoming more obvious, I think because of the DeepSeek stuff, that like the only real advantage that you have as a model is the data you train on. And even that's not much because we've already mentioned this on stream, but like, okay, you know, let's say you're OpenAI, right? And you pay $1 billion for the greatest data set ever of, I don't know. You're making a Age of Empires playing AI and you buy Hera's personal replays to train on. Well, then once you've made it, another model can just train itself on your answers. It can just ask you questions, get the answer, and do that 1 million times until it's trained. So like all the open source models can just use whatever you've learned to become a free version 6 months later. So, you know, the lead here is hard to see, but if there is a data advantage, it goes to Google because Google owns YouTube and search and all the best data of like digital advertising. So there's no, you know, OpenAI doesn't own any of that. I don't think, by the way, people are saying Grok. I've seen no evidence that Grok is getting any market share anywhere. As far as I know, all Grok does is get Elon Musk to tweet about it. I mean, there's people using it on Twitter, obviously. At Grok, is this true? But it's not. Twitter is still losing money. It's just they got bailed out by being bought by XAI, which also needs to be bailed out with more investor funds. I've seen no evidence that Grok is monetizing well or doing anything. I don't think it's in the competition with ChatGPT and with Gemini. So I don't know. Just interesting update from OpenAI. We can watch this.
From Sam Altman last night.
Yeah. So in this memo that we were able to write about, essentially Sam declared what he calls a code red. So he told employees that he wants them to prioritize improving ChatGPT as OpenAI faces more competition from rivals like Google. So what that kind of consists of are things like improving model behavior, personalization, image generation, speed, reliability, And to do all those things, he did admit that the company will have to deprioritize some other work streams. So this includes advertisements and AI agents. And I think what really stood out here is that this is actually one of the first times that the company has even acknowledged wanting to do ads in ChatGPT, which has been quite a controversial topic. And then, of course, to kind of put all this in context, this all comes weeks after we've seen new models from competitors like Google and Anthropic that have actually outperformed OpenAI's models in certain areas.
Right. Now, it's the first time that they've acknowledged the ads effort, but it's not the first time, at least in recent weeks, that we've heard from OpenAI executives about the threats that these companies face and the fact that the company might be slowing down in some ways, right?
Yeah. So, in another story,
It's just wild because them slowing down is not, it's not an option. They need like hockey stick level growth. It needs to be going like this to make up for like, and this is like revenue growth, to make up for all the promises. That's what they've been telling everybody. They're saying the revenue's about to ramp up. They can't be like, I mean, they don't even make any money, but let's assume it's just revenue. They can't be tapering off while they figure it out, dude. The promises are up here. This is what you owe. OpenAI is the weakest link of the AI bubble, easily. And that's why they keep talking about the government bailout. They keep hinting towards it.
That my colleague Aaron and I wrote about, I think last week. We did write that, like you said, this isn't the first time Sam Altman has kind of acknowledged the rising competition in the AI industry. Last month, in the kind of weeks leading up to Google releasing Gemini 3, he also released a memo within the company kind of acknowledging like, hey, there's this really good new model coming out from Google soon, but we believe that we're making bets that are going to help us win in the long run. So
right. He said that the vibes were going to be rough, right? I mean, that's what he said.
Yeah,
I think Steph, and by the way, Steph, great stories, great scoops, kept me up late reading last night. But what a shift, right? I mean, when that first memo came out, the memo was stay the course, troops.
Sorry to switch to a different topic real quick, but you might not have seen this story. It's another NVIDIA giving $2 billion to a company that buys NVIDIA chips. By the way, like this happens every 3 weeks now, so I don't even cover them anymore. But Synopsys, just another fucking company you haven't heard of. Like this is happening all the time now. There's another like small company, they give them a couple billion and they buy data center chips.
Now the memo was stay the course, troops. We have so many hard things to do, but stay focused. And now Code Red. And I think, what's fascinating to me is, I mean, yes, the competition is intensifying, but there seems to be this sort of like messianic quest for one-upping each other on models and product, which I actually think is more important. But this idea, we're caught into this race that OpenAI and others are kind of pulling us into, when it also seems to me that all the models are getting better and they're all going to get really good. And maybe we should be focused more on how people are using these products and the engagement behavior. So I was really struck by that and just a broader theme I've been thinking about. For this whole 2025, we've been talking about the AI war and OpenAI.
I mean, they're primarily using it to cheat on schoolwork. That's the number one use case still. And they've gotten insane at that. Man, the ability to just, like I know Gemini can do this. The ability to just use like screen snap, answer the question. I think Google Gemini with Nano Banana can, look at this. Wait, I need a better photo. Look at this, dude. This is AI image generated. As in, you can write the problem in your own handwriting, and it will solve it for you step by step in your handwriting. It's cooked. students are going to learn nothing and have AI do their homework. Like he's talking about like it's in the far off future. This is happening right now. This is happening right now. Most students I know use AI to understand and get answers rather than just straight up copying it. You might know the nicer students. I don't think that's the spread. That sounds like copium, bro. That sounds like copium. I'm not sure. I'm sure some people do. I'm no doubt. But, you know, I have friends who are teachers. I got two friends who are teachers in Arizona, and what they tell me is that it's cooked, bro. It's just cooked. People are cheating on everything. What do you think about Gemini training on YouTube videos? Could that mean we get AI track 500 years in the future? I mean, maybe, yeah. I took every shortcut in high school, and this had been around, I would have used the fuck out of it. Yeah, if this had existed when I was a League of Legends addict in college, I wouldn't have learned a single damn thing. And I barely learned a damn thing as it is. But I would have cheated on everything. I would have cheated on everything, bro. So it's like this system isn't designed for this level of tech. This tech breaks the school system. I feel like you can't cheat regarding languages. You actually need to speak it. I mean, for real world use cases, yeah, all this cheating won't help, of course. But the way school is set up is like a lot of it's based on grades, on assignments, on homework, on writing things. And if you can cheat on that and get the points, you can often skate through without having ever learned anything. And then you can even graduate without having learned anything. That's the idea. You can't cheat in-person finals. First of all, a lot of people do. I don't know how to break this to you. People use their phone to cheat because now you can snapshot it and it gives you the answer. So people are cheating on that. But kids be getting caught in your class. It's you know, it's a good point though. Listen, it is a great tool to learn. It really is. Using ChatGPT and now Gemini, I've tried both, to quiz myself on something is like a really good way to get me to remember it and actually understand it. Because that's how brains work. You need like the tension of trying to solve it. You can't just ingest the information. You have to like stress test it, and then it actually gets locked into your brain. And it's awesome. It's great. It's like a really useful thing. It didn't exist before. But that's like a tiny percent of how it's used, I think. They figured out in-person tests already? Dude, what is this? It doesn't link my address or anything, right? Let me see. This is a AI 84 calculator, ChatGPT, ultimate cheating calculator? Oh, that's so cooked. That's so fucking cooked. so fucking cooked. That's so crazy. God, it sounds like it seems like kind of a pain in the ass, though. I'll be honest with you, having to typing the whole fucking question out like this and then having to read it on this type of format. That's crazy. That's crazy. See, I remember when you could download games on them. You could play Stickman or whatever. That was the big innovation when I was in high school, dude. You could play Stickman on Blockman. It was Blockman. Block Dude. It was Block Dude, right? Block Dude on TI-84. Block Dude TI-84. Dude, this shit was my jam. This was my jam, dude. Block Dude? This shit was crazy. I played this through so many classes. TI-84 been doing the same thing for 30 years and it's more expensive? Fucking true. Yeah, they haven't changed it. Not one bit, really. That's a business model right there. Damn, Block Dude. What a fire memory that is. Get Lena Khan on their ass? Lena Khan got fired. I don't know how to tell you this. Lena Khan got fired. She doesn't have the authority to crack down on Texas Instruments.
AI and Altman have kind of been the ones stoking it. And then you kind of Gemini rolling out with some cool features and products. They kind of haven't been sucked in the same way, and they're getting inroads with consumers. So I kind of wonder, and Steph, your thoughts, like, is this war mentality really, like, why do you think so many leaders are turning to that in AI in this moment?
Yeah, I
Steph,
mean,
what do you think?
as you mentioned, it is very much like this kind of back and forth where, every couple weeks you see a lab release a new model, then the next week another lab releases a model that they say is slightly better. So it does kind of feel like we're stuck in this like loop of just slightly improving models versus, as you're kind of saying, thinking about the actual products that are being built on them and whether those are actually useful and people are, using those products.
I mean, they're very useful for cheating on homework. That's what we found. Cheating on homework. People that are too lazy to write wedding vows or dude, did you see the thing? Wait, okay, I'll kind of end on this. This was so sad. It was not end the stream, just end this segment. I want to watch the NakeyJakey. This was a Reddit post, our relationship advice. He wrote, I, 35 male, was caught using AI to write wedding vows, and my partner, 34 female, walked out. What to do? The problem arose when it came to writing my vows. Don't get me wrong, I love many things about my partner, but I couldn't figure out how to put them into tangible vows. I decided to use ChatGPT so I can have something well written and expressive to share at the ceremony. The thing about my partner is she's very confrontational and no nonsense. If something annoys her, she immediately addresses it with no room for backing out. I also know she's expressed a disdain for AI in the past, but I didn't realize how far the hatred could go. I don't know how, but she immediately recognized the vows were AI. After I finished, she had this angry look and whispered to me, "Did you use fucking AI to write that?" Oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking God, dude. I was quiet because I couldn't believe she had noticed that and she was choosing to address it while we were on full display for everyone. She then said I either speak from the heart or she walks out. I couldn't get any words out, and she kept her promise and walked back down the aisle, much to all our friends and family's confusion. She's been ghosting, and then they had a follow-up, and apparently they're just not together. I generated the post. I mean, maybe this doesn't read like ChatGPT, but is this post even real? I mean, you can never know, right? But this could have happened because I was at a wedding where a maid of honor wrote her vows with AI. 100%. 100% this happened. So this is not an unrealistic story. This is a very normal story. People are saying fake like this doesn't happen. Of course this has happened. This has absolutely happened. I would bet $1 million that someone has written their wedding vows with AI. Of course. If he's willing to use AI for this, then why would he use AI to write the post? Yeah, he might have. I'm just saying this doesn't read like ChatGPT, the way the vows would obviously do. I wish they had the vows, though. It'd be fun to read them. I wish they had the vows. Absolutely. Here are wedding vows which express your true and heartfelt feelings for your partner. As a large language model, I am not able to write wedding vows about a person I've never met. It's embarrassing when someone gives a speech, you can immediately clock it's AI. Yeah, it is. And it's happened to me a couple times now that I've heard it. You can just tell. This is not just a wedding, it's a lifetime commitment. Holy fuck. There's a lot of people that use them on dating apps, and I can't tell if I'm dating her or the AI. Yeah, I can imagine. My cousin used AI to write a speech at our great-grandma's funeral and kept getting praised for how good this speech was. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck, dude. There's an update post? Yeah, this is the update. This is what I'm talking about. 25 days ago, the guy had an update, and he said she found out about the Reddit post and said she was even more angry for posting our business online. He tried to give her snacks and flowers, and she didn't give him another chance, and now that's it. They're not happening. Feel free to rub salt in the room. I'm not coming back to this account. R.I.P. R.I.P. People are saying no way this story is real. What gives you that confidence? Do you think that no one's done this in the world? People have absolutely done this. I'm not saying I know whether it's real or not. I'm just saying you have no more knowledge than anyone else. You have no more knowledge. And you are acting like this wouldn't happen, but this would absolutely happen. People are cheating people are literally using it for breakup texts. They're using it for counseling. They're using it for friends asking for help. They're using it for graduation speeches. They're using for the... Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like a totally realistic thing that would happen. I have a good strategy when I want to ghost a girl without saying it. I just start talking like obvious ChatGPT, and they always get mad and stop talking. That's even worse than ghosting. What a stupid strategy. just ghost. What the? That's not just nice. That's At my wedding, my wife's sibling wrote a speech, then fed it into AI with the prompt to replace all words with a fancier word. Then they had to read this word vomit, and it was so cringe, especially because my groomsman wrote a good speech. Dude, okay, here's another thing I want to say, though. It's possible that your wife's sibling did do this. But here's what I am hearing. A lot of people have been using the excuse, I wrote my thoughts and I had ChatGPT polish it up. That's what people have been saying. And that's not true. I know what you did. You barely wrote shit and ChatGPT wrote the whole fucking thing. I know what happened. I'm sick of this. This is coming up a lot. People are like, well, no, it's really my words. I just had it. And it's like, no, dude. I know what's going on. We all know what's going on. It's a fucking prompt. Prompt of whatever. Okay, tighten it up. Okay, change this. Okay, yeah, it's vibe written. It's like a linguistic fantasy we're putting over the top of actually writing. Maybe they were I prompt engineered it. Yeah. I have to go through and dumb down what group project members write. Dude, I mean, so, you know, I'm addicted to reading our teachers. I don't know why. But the number one method they have discovered to make a student admit that they cheated is to ask them to read what they wrote and explain it. Just literally ask them what this means, what the words they wrote mean. And they can't do it. They have no idea. And then they often drop the fucking, well, I had ChatGPT polish it, but it's my, and that's, it's just been solved. This has been figured out. It's such an obvious, Is it bad though? Like if you're bad at writing but want to break up with someone, then let them down easy. I couldn't put the words together to express my feelings and intentions, so I use ChatGPT. I think it is bad because I think, especially if the person recognizes what you're doing, it's horrible. That alone is horrible because to them it's like the ultimate insult that you couldn't write from the heart, even if it was worse. Do you know what I'm saying? But the struggle in that situation, again, if you're generating like if it's like boilerplate documentation copy or something, there's examples where ChatGPT doesn't need the writing doesn't need the human spirit, and ChatGPT can. Dude, I saw the greatest example of how AI is gonna fucking make an impact in the workplace straight up. I wish I had I don't know if I have it on me. Some dude fed an entire like 700-page Excel document into AI, and they had to reformat it for new, I don't know, like GDPR regulations or whatever. It analyzed it all, then asked the right questions on what things he wanted to pick, then it output it in the format he needed, and then he, an expert, checked it, and it was good. That was crazy. I mean, I'm sorry, but that is very, very useful. That is going to change the way certain jobs work, undoubtedly, because it literally is 1,000 times quicker than a team of using. Okay, I don't doubt that. I'm not fucking crazy. Of course that's better. But if you're writing a breakup text to someone that's important to you, the thing you need is not the most eloquent, verbose paragraph. What you need is to say something real, something that means something. And the struggle to do that is important. Even if you fuck this one up and they don't like it, you'll learn from that to do it better in the future because it's an important skill to have. Offloading that is like a big waste of time, bro. I wish I had that clip though, because it was actually mind-blowing. This use case for AI, and I wish I could find it. Here it is. I found it. Oh my God.
Hard.
Okay. There's just no way. You can't. This is an unignorable feature. And I know there's some people that want AI to disappear and never come back, and it's all fake and it's going to blow up. First of all, I agree that financially, none of the things make sense right now. And there's going to be, I think there's going to be some kind of correction. But the truth is, the technology, like the internet, is here to stay in some way. And this is real. This is crazy.
Financial model that I need to convert into a new template that follows GAAP best practices. And it's difficult because there's a lot of different ways you can do this. Do you treat commissions as sales and marketing or COGS? It depends on the business. So Opus has the sort of intelligence required to go through the sheet and ask me the right questions. It asked me how we should break down different line items and if it should classify each of them. I said, yeah, go for it. And then asked me a couple more questions. And finally, it asked me a question about, here's a mapping of line items into which category and if I approved it. And it was actually right? So it said here.
Dude, I mean, this type of work is it's just weeks of banging your head into it. And this did it like instantly.
Commissions as S&M. And I said, yeah, that's actually exactly the way I wanted it. So after clarifying the stuff that it needed to clarify, it presented to me a plan and I said, go for it. And here we'll watch Opus fill in a huge 3-statement model as it converts it using all natural Excel formulas. So I audit it as I go. I click into ranges to make sure that I like its outputs. And it proceeded to complete the income statement. From here, it filled in the balance sheet. It continued to fill out the cash flow statement, which would have taken me as a person forever. And then finally, it even made a balance sheet check to make sure that the balance sheet balances afterwards. This is Opus solving a task that for Sonnet which was the previous soda, extremely difficult, if not impossible.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. So it's also not OpenAI, by the way. It's also not OpenAI. So, there's just no doubt about it that there's going to be a change. It is going to have a material impact on business that's long-term. It's not a fake thing. But in terms of using it in human real life, I find that to be reprehensible, bro. I think it's crazy. I think it's such a self-defeating use case. You spoke about this already, but is Meta AI anywhere competitive? So when I did the thing earlier where I showed all the competitors encroaching on OpenAI, I didn't mention Meta for a reason. It's because they're not making any progress. No, they're not. They're not. They're throwing so much money. I mean, it's not like they have decent models, but they're not getting people to use them. And they have so much internal strife. They're like drastically overpaying for less results. They're lighting money on fire, bro. So, and yeah, people that have like the highest salaries I've ever seen are just quitting Meta, which means they must have a fucking crazy environment there. Did they still have the Scale AI guy? Yeah, he's still running their AI department. So yeah, they are open source, but they're worse than the Chinese open source. And they're not beating Google or OpenAI at the high end, like the consumer end. They don't even have anybody using it. They tried to do like a Sora competitor. Sora's already flopping, but Vibes was even worse. Nobody even started. Yeah, they've just been floundering. They've been floundering. So they need a code red moment of their own, I guess. But at the very least, Facebook makes money. Google makes money. OpenAI doesn't. So like if Facebook messes up and loses a few tens of billions, hundreds of billions, they can move on. They did it with the metaverse. They can move on. It's going to be bad. It'll be bad for their stock, but they can move on. But like, what can OpenAI do? They implode. They take down the fucking global economy. It's insane. Did you see this? What's this? A Japanese game studio is making applicants draw in front of them during interviews to prove they don't use generative AI. I saw that tech companies in China are spontaneously during the interview asking applicants to close their eyes before they answer a question. Like on this one, close your eyes. So they can't be reading off another monitor. Yeah, the evolution around this AI stuff is pretty crazy. Closed eye filter? Insane. Insane next level cat and mouse game. How do you feel about Amazon, AWS, yada, yada, yada? I don't know. It feels like Amazon is trying to bake AI into robotics for warehouses, and they're trying to bake it into the shopping experience. They're trying to make it into products, which might actually work. They're not trying to compete on like a general all-purpose consumer AI thing. That's not their area. So I don't know. I don't know about. I guess I'm not really a guy that would bet against Amazon most times because I think they're pretty good at executing. Why do I need AI for shopping? I mean, I guess you don't. You really don't. But I work with AWS. They're all in on Anthropic 100%. Well, there you go. Amazon AI tell me the price history was useful, but why didn't you even need an app for that? That's not even really AI, right? That's just a list. that's like just pulling a couple of line items from a database and presenting them to you. Microsoft trying to put Copilot in everything. Yeah, they've been definitely trying to shoehorn it to get you to depend on it so they can maybe raise prices. What was the XL AI? That was Opus. Claude. How has Anthropic been able to build Claude and have it be competitive with Gemini despite not having access to the same data set that Google Microsoft has? So this is a great question. I'm not going to say I'm a fucking expert on it, but it's like a business prioritization question rather than like a tech question. The truth is, my understanding is that Anthropic has fully focused on one mission: make the best product for coders within companies. That's their main goal. They added features and tweaks and tests and to make only this one thing as good as possible. And that's all they focus on. That's all they care about. It's like In-N-Out making one burger. Okay? And so because of that, they're slowly but steadily beating out the generalist model of OpenAI that's focusing on a million things at those customers. And those customers spend the most money. So Claude has already passed OpenAI among business clients. And they spend the most. That's like a huge source of revenue that OpenAI could have had that they don't have. So yeah, that's what I would say. I'd say that they are just laser focused on a real business need and are crushing that. Whereas OpenAI is trying to do everything all at once and losing in all different directions. Despite having a big lead. I didn't say everywhere. I said everything. Okay, let's watch the NakeyJakey video, boys. Thank you for the double prime sub, Crispy Waffles. I don't know how you did it. Vortex here, there for the 47 months. I want to watch this because this NakeyJakey video looks interesting, and apparently it's like really good. So NakeyJakey has a brand new video called NakeyJakey is Outdated. And it's got a weird avant-garde thumbnail. And it's got digital NakeyJakey as the first frame with a Tom Hanks t-shirt. On a scale of 1 to 10, Tom Hanks being a 5, what am I? What does that mean? I don't know. Let's watch it.
How's it going? It's your girl, NakeyJakey, aka Snakeboy229.
Holy, his whole history.
Years ago, on Monday, November 30th, 2015, I uploaded a YouTube video called Games That Should Bang, Grand Theft Auto 5 and Metal Gear Solid 5. I always did have a knack for short clickbaity titles. For 7 of those 10 years, Team Cherry, a very small game developer from Australia, was working on one thing.
Is it about
the highly
Silksong?
anticipated sequel to their hit game Hollow Knight, Silksong. Silksong finally came out in September to everyone's surprise and proceeded to crash every gaming storefront known to man.
Yeah.
And I proceeded to play the absolute devil out of it. So naturally, being a YouTube video essayist critic who gives a shit, I thought to myself, oh, I just gotta make a video about this. But then I had even more thoughts. Thoughts about myself and my experience as a game critic. Thoughts about what value game critics even hold. Thoughts like, why do I, of all people, a dumbass from South Dakota with a high school level education, possess any right or platform to cast my banal thoughts into an oversaturated sea of men standing in front of green screens going, are you a 22 to 34-year-old male that remembers nostalgia? Remember Xbox? Remember Mountain Dew in your innocence? remember the Titans? Wait, but isn't that like
Holy shit.
Whole thing?
Those also like good video
your
titles.
Thing is constantly saying stupid shit like this is too linear and this is too outdated, and if every game isn't either Fallout New Vegas or Dark Souls, me.
Okay, I want to get my thought immediately though, because I do agree. Well, I think in general, games criticism as a serious art is stupid. I think it's stupid. I think it's so. I think the same about music criticism. To be honest, I think it's so subjective. However, the reason you like someone like NakeyJakey is not because he's going off some incredibly intelligent, I went to Harvard, got a PhD in this objective rubric. It's because you like his vibes and you probably have a similar taste. It's the reason you like Donkey. I think Donkey has proven that he likes similar things that I like. So when I hear his reviews praising things that I go, I like those things, then I trust him for future things because he plays more than I do. So he plays the game, he likes it. I go, oh, that's worth trying out because Donkey's vibes are good. Basically, that's all it is. It's just vibe matching. That's the role of a modern reviewer, is that I am finding someone who has more activity in the space than me, who has similar vibes. And then I latch on to them, and if they like it, I will probably like it. Saves me time. That's a service. That's a valuable. I mean, maybe he doesn't want to do that. I'm just saying, but that's what game criticism is now. I think the idea of like, oh, there's a website where they have a reviewer who's perfect, and they're going to give the honest out of 10 score for this game. That's stupid. Obviously, that's fucking stupid. It doesn't mean anything. But yeah, the idea of someone whose aesthetic or taste or vibes you fuck with having an opinion on something is interesting and helpful and good. Reviewers can't be the tutorial boss. It's not about whether or not they're good or not. It's not the point I'm making. If IGN got a reviewer who's really fucking cracked at the game, that wouldn't make their score suddenly accurate. It's just a person. They just hired someone and they paid them games journalist wages to give a game a score. If I don't know that person, their score means nothing to me. Doesn't really mean anything, bro. And because the difference of whether you like a game or not can depend so much on like, did you like other games like this? Did you enjoy the multiplayer part of the game? Did you enjoy it? Whatever. All that stuff only comes through if you know the person playing it. If you know that person and what they're like and how much it matches to your experience, then you can get the gist. Yeah, the reviewer matters more than the outlet for sure.
Eyeball are gonna growl at you, but you are not the one at least trying.
But I will say this, there's another thing. Someone made a chat message that made me think of this. I think the vast majority of viewership for YouTube video game reviews is from people that already like the game and want their opinion validated. They've already played it. They already like it. Sometimes before they've even played the game, they want you to like it so they know that their opinion of the game before they've even played it is good. Okay? And that does suck. And if he's talking about that in this video, I'll agree with him. I think that sucks. Album reaction, same thing. It's not someone being like, oh, I want to know if this album is good or not. Let me hear an opinion. They're like, I want to hear someone with some clout agree with me. That is the audience demand. So maybe, okay, I'm actually working into like why I would hate this too. I wonder if he talks about this.
To make Starfield, you are not the one at least trying to make The Last of Us Part 2. Bro, you are not the thinker. You are the one barely managing to write a script right now in between your prolonged bathroom sessions of scrolling YouTube shorts for 30 minutes, and you are the one who just used the wrong "your" back there. Okay, what is happening right now? I mean, what even qualifies as a good sequel in the eyes of the self-appointed online critic YouTube fucker anyway? Is it getting more of the same but bigger, better, and more badass? Is it the overt, haha, remember that one, fan service? Is it defying expectations and just pissing everyone off and saying, all right, fuck it, here's Raiden, have fun, he's gonna get his gummy worm out later, and he does naked gummy worm cartwheels too. Yeah, it's probably a lot of those things on like a case-by-case basis. What's the genius title gonna be this time, you 10-year yoga yapping yokel bitch? Team Cherry's game design is outdated.
It's different this time, damn it.
How about Team Cherry's game design is frustrating, Team Cherry's game design is brilliant, Team Cherry's game design is punishing, satisfying, obtuse, enthralling, clever, good, bad, complicated, simple, but it's not just one fucking word. Won't you finally realize, after doing this,
well, it has to be one word for the title,
decade, that nothing and no one can ever be summed up by just one.
Oh, this is cinema. Wait, he's making art today. I didn't know NakeyJakey was going to make some art. I'm excited to see this. And he got his brother to make the music. Bug math. Not worried about spoilers because I beat the game.
Okay, so I'm definitely going through some sort of midlife crisis as far as the trajectory of my career goes, but all of that aside, I really do want to make a good, interesting review on Silksong. But what even is a good review when everything is so incredibly subjective? I mean, I guess my hope is that when you're watching my videos, you're always seeing it through the lens that this is one man's deranged thoughts and not a objective opinion that everyone should have. But what if my videos had a numbered score at the end of them, and that score was aggregated on Metacritic, and that score brought down the overall Metacritic rating, and now the developer failed to meet the publisher's expectations and people lose their jobs? I mean, fuck it, Microsoft kills companies that get good Metacritic scores. Suddenly, a subjective opinion carries a lot more responsibility with it. I'm not saying mine necessarily does, thank God, but still, if your opinion is potentially going to be seen by millions of people and it's the thing that pays your bills and you throw a sponsor in the middle of it, it all just starts to get a little weird if you think about it too much, which I definitely am not. I would never. But at the same time, obviously, we need criticism. No one has all the time in the day to shovel through mountains of music, movies, TV shows, and games to figure out what's good and what's dog shit. Games are
especially right now, just to be clear. Like, we are at a time where there's like more mountains of new games and music and movie than ever. It's overwhelming saturation. People are constantly contradicted and they can't watch it all. So you have to have some sort of way, some sort of taste maker that you trust to cut through the noise. There's just no other way to find things. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you were just to watch One Piece on someone's recommendation, there goes your fucking 2 months. That's one thing. That's one thing, bro. There's too much. There's too much. So it's curated. I mean, yeah, people said Northern Lion. He's a great example of this. Many people use Northern Lion. If he likes a game, they buy the game because they like his vibes. If he plays a lot of games, he has his full-time job. And so when you know what I'm saying? That is the purpose of it.
Even weirder though, because they demand something of you, an active participation where what could be extremely hard and inaccessible for one is binky dinky bullshit baby tummy time for others. Not to mention some are asking you for $70 or $80 now, and even the good ones can still release as a stuttering, shader compiling, unreal amount of issues Engine 5 RTX on DLSS HD dead in my laboratory. But even if Silksong is your cup of tea, which it certainly is mine, it is also really fucking hard. That much has certainly been established. But is it too hard? And is it so hard?
I want to say something. Maybe you can tell me this way more. I'm going to give you, I put a lot of hours into Hollow Knight 1, and I've put a lot of hours now into Silksong. This is not a get good, and this is not a, ho, I'm a gamer. I think Silksong is obviously starts harder than Hollow Knight. Obviously. It's less accessible. And maybe it's even more punishing, especially in the first half. But I think the end, the late game of Silksong is easier. What did Harris say? Like the ending of Silksong, it's not a letdown. It's a great game, but it's way easier. What did Harris say? You know what's easy, honestly, is getting highly ranked in Age of Empires. Straight up. That's what I think. I got 1,500 in a month, bro. I'd probably get fucking 2,800. You know what would be really easy is getting 3,000. But some people can't seem to do it. Some people seem to do it, like spend their full day, all day, every day, trying to do it, and they can't seem to do it. Like if that was my full-time job and that's all I had to do, I feel like I would knock it out in no time. But I guess I have a lot of other things going on. By the way, Hera, Twitch Wrapped. What is it? Twitch recap? Top 4, baby. Top 4. You know I'm in there. 100 hours. You know I'm in there. I might talk shit, but I'm in there, bro. You passed Ludwig, bro. Ludwig was one of my groomsmen. I'm watching your ass. Up there with Cadril, that's crazy. Damn, that is crazy because I fuck with Cadril heavy. Honestly, I need to bump you guys down. Cadril needs to pass Stans, bro. I thought Cadril was my GOAT this year. I watched every T1 game through him. You be lurking in Cadril's chat? I do drop a Let's Go T1 every now and then in there. I do love it. Are you Stan's top 1? If asking me, no way. First of all, Stan's barely watches content. There's no way he watches me. The reason I have so much Stan's watching is because he streams in the mornings. He streams like right when I'm just sitting at my computer. Dog, you watch less Twitch than I do, and I only watch you. I mean, if you add up all my hours, it's really not that much Twitch for a guy that streams on Twitch. I watch YouTube. I'm a YouTube guy. I'm a YouTuber, bro. My money comes from YouTube. I'm a YouTube guy. I make money from YouTube. I watch YouTube. I only do this Twitch thing as a fucking. This is like a. I'm not a Twitch guy. I'm abandoning Twitch. It's a side hustle. We're YouTube guys. What about us? Well, you guys are also YouTube guys because you're part of this collaborative play. This is a 3,000 person play where we create content for YouTube. And you've all been cast in your roles. You have been cast as the guy that says glizzy a lot. And you've been cast as the guy that says glizzy a lot. And you've been cast as the guy that says glizzy a lot. And you've been cast as the guy that says Poggy's me. Okay? And it's an incredible live action LARPing.
That the Metacritic score should be lowered because of its too hardness. And what does too hard necessarily even mean? What does too hard even look like? What does too hard feel like? What does too hard sound like? God damn. Okay, you're cut off. So let's try to break down hardness into two things: difficulty and punishment. I came across this really great comment by user Jade Mallow on Reddit during the Silksong difficulty discourse that broke down the fundamental difference between D and P really well. Difficulty is the mechanical demand.
Okay. I'm sure he's going to make a great point, and I'm sure this Reddit post is well thought out. But I'm going to be honest with you. Seeing all these multi-paragraph Reddit posts about Silksong difficulty during the discourse all pissed me the fuck off, because every one of them spoke like they were the objective truth handed down from God. And they were like, this is objectively bad game design. Says fucking who? I liked it. I fucking liked it. Other people liked it. There's no objective fucking truth to it. One person's objective truth is another person's fucking different opinion. It's so annoying. The way they write is so annoying. It pisses me off. I hate the Reddit style of writing where you try to fucking, I don't know, aggrandize or elaborate it to make it seem like the universal truth when it's just your fucking opinion. I hate it. Now, maybe that's his point. I'm sorry if I'm cutting him off, but it sounds like he's going to give this a lot of credit, and I wouldn't give this that much credit. I'm sure there is an idea. I mean, listen, Isto kind of explained this to me when we designed Get to Work. I designed it. He was like, listen, these parts can be harder, but only if the punishment isn't so much. Do you know what I'm saying? Because otherwise it's too much. I totally get that. The levels that have a really hard jump, well, you should make them not fall so far so it's not so desperate. But that, I get that. But understand that, like, by this type of logic, for certain people's skill level, you would never get incredibly hard bosses that become people's like favorite moment of a game. Some things in like Elden Ring or in Dark Souls or in Silksong are super fucking hard, but people really enjoy finally overcoming them. It's like awesome. So to say that there's some objective truth that would cut that one out and leave that one in, it's stupid. It just depends on the person, on different players' willingness to put their hours in, enjoyment of the grind. You know what I'm saying? It's you can't appeal to everybody. It's impossible.
On the player during gameplay. How fun. Whether it's precise physical inputs during a platformer or action game, or mental acuity or problem-solving ability during a puzzle or strategy game. And punishment.
Hera!
Problem-solving ability during a puzzle or strategy.
Bro! Shout out! Look at this old fucking game, dude. Nobody still plays this, right? It'd be fucking insane if people were still playing this in 2025. Hundreds of hours. Putting their whole life into it, that'd be crazy. This game's so old.
And punishment is what happens when the player fails to meet those demands. You fall into a hole, you gotta restart the level. You die from a boss, you gotta go back to the bonfire. You accidentally skip a cutscene when you didn't mean to in a Kojima game, and now you are just so fucking confused. Who is Mr. Corndog Man, and how am I ever supposed to figure out what his favorite microwavable frozen snack is? Celeste, really high difficulty, extremely low punishment. Difficulty on my made-up graph here is like an 8. Punishment is like a 1. If we split the difference, we can calculate an overall bullshit factor of 4.5. Balatro over here is like the polar opposite. Pretty low second-to-second difficulty demand on the player, let's say like a 2. However, very high punishment because when you fail, you have to start your entire run over, but each run is pretty short, so I don't know, let's say like a 7, giving an overall bullshit factor of 4.5. But what about something like Resident Evil? Mechanically, it's pretty difficult, mostly just because the fucking tank controls. But it's really the punishment that is often brutal. Save rooms are the only checkpoints in the game, so if you die, you will always go back to the last time you saved.
Yeah.
But in order to save, you have to use these ink ribbon items, and there's a finite amount of them in the game. Goddamn. So a difficulty demand of like, I don't know, 5, but a punishment of like 9, and if we have our hamster crunch our numbers, we can get a bullshit factor of 7. Ooh,
it's too high.
Definitely not a game for everyone. But what about Resident Evil 4? That's why he's the GOAT. Mechanically, it's a lot more demanding now because it's full-on action, but the punishment is way more chill. You get an automatic checkpoint at the beginning of every new room you waltz into, so if you die, it's okay, Leon, just try again. So although the difficulty demand is a bit higher of, let's say, 6.5, I don't know, none of these numbers are real, but the punishment is more chill at, let's say, like a 3, given a bullshit factor of 4.75, making it way more accessible to way more gamers, leading to way more people actually reaching the end of the game, which you should. There's a jet ski.
Oh my god, I just spoiled the fucking jet ski. I'm so fucking sorry.
Also, Mark Brown of Game Maker's Toolkit dropped a video about Silksong and difficulty and basically just explained everything I just did, but way better and more effectively. And he also used a graph, and I watched that.
Yeah, but
and
you're
I
a
was like,
YouTuber.
Man,
so
I did not go to college.
Okay, that's enough for that. I think it's time for me to talk. Okay.
You know what? No, actually, you shut the fuck up and wait a second, because I actually made merch for once to commemorate this whole 10 years of dog shit thing on ballcreative.store. So you know what? I'm gonna take the talking stick for a second, okay? We got some serious pieces, okay? You guys remember the thank you for watching Arial font? Also, sometimes I've written it down. Do you remember the Tom Hanks shirt? We got a Jacob Hanks shirt now. There was that one time I sat on a ball Creative LLC. We got the big graphic on the back. Ballcreative.store. Okay. All right, lawyer, it's your turn. Go keep our lights on.
Okay, thank you. I guess now it's my turn with the talking stick. Hi, I'm Jakey, and...
Okay, I have to skip this. I have to buy the merch, but... RocketMoney.com/Atrioc. RocketMoney.com/Atrioc.
This video, and now let's get back to the
RocketMoney.com/Atrioc.
He's probably check this out. He's probably so outdated. He's just like a mangled mangled bag of bones and
By the way, shout out to Rocket Money. We just renewed today. Shout out Rocket Money, the longest running Marketing Monday supporter / Big A supporter. They just renewed at a higher rate. And I would have signed for a lower rate. I didn't even negotiate. They renewed for a higher rate. Easy got them, baby. Shout out Rocket Money. Appreciate that.
Sawdust, and he's still wearing a really cool tap out shirt that says something like pain is just freakness leaving the body, and a snapback that says whatever. Okay, I'll miss you.
But within D and P, there's more specific types of F, or friction. Some being nice heavenly friction, and some being evil little frickers. More like split friction. Go ahead and write that down.
I'm gonna need a freaking frictionary to keep up with this guy.
Very nice.
And yeah, I am the teacher's pet, in case you were wondering. Going back to Resident Evil, you could argue the high punishment is necessary though, because it provides stakes. It gives you something to lose, makes you think more carefully about your decisions the next time.
But most importantly, that friction is a fundamental tool to immerse you into a world that is supposed to make you feel poor, lost, and scared, or PLS. Please write that down as well.
You got it, Teach. I'm still the teacher's pet.
Example of a bad friction, a little fricker. Grand Theft Auto Trilogy on the Sony PS2.
You drive across the big-ass map to start a mission. During the mission, you drive back to the other side of the big-ass map. Somewhere along the way, you die to some random bullshit. You awaken at a hospital with less money, none of your weapons, and on top of that, now you get to drive all the way back across the map just to start the mission over again. GTA 4 added the immediate retry text message, which was huge. And
this is why I've never beaten, I don't think I've ever beaten a Grand Theft. Maybe Grand Theft Auto 4. I don't think I ever beat them. I always do the missions for a little bit, and then I get sidetracked with other things, and then I end up just fucking around until I forget what I was doing, and then I quit. I only get like halfway through. I don't think I've ever beaten the full story. Maybe GTA 4 I did, because I was completely fucking stuck at home, and I just grinded that game, but...
Red Dead Redemption and Onward just had full-on automatic checkpoints during the missions. Where for better or worse, now there's like 0 stakes, vastly decreasing the punishment to like a 1, while also making the difficulty like a 2 or 3, calculating a bullshit factor of 2, making them extremely accessible to gamers of all skill levels and sold like 1 trillion copies. I don't really know, man. I never really played them. I got Gamecast.
But it has been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that in the year 2025 AD, Gamers love getting they ass beat. Dark Souls, especially at the time of its release, was like 999 difficulty punishment bullshit factor. It is straight up obnoxious to a new player. But it also wouldn't be nearly as memorable or meaningful an experience if it didn't beat your ass in the manner it does, while also having such a rich world full of unexplained secrets making you say please. But Dark Souls is far from perfect and also has some really bad frictional aspects as well, aka how nothing is balanced at all and you can get cursed by frogs, and some runbacks are just obnoxious to be obnoxious, and some areas run like shit, and some areas just aren't finished. But Dark Souls inspired a billion games after it, including Hollow Knight. While playing Silksong, I thought about a lot of different Souls games, but more specifically Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, because I feel they have a lot in common. Erdtree, more so than any Souls game prior, cranked that difficulty knob so goddamn high it nearly broke off the Miyazaki flux capacitor. But it also had relatively low punishment a lot of the time, at least when it comes to many of the boss fights. FromSoft gradually realized that, hey, do you guys think that maybe forcing the player to do a run back every single time they want to attempt a really hard boss might be a pointless waste of time that offers no stimulating challenge beyond proving you can do the same thing over and over again? Perchance, yes. But we can still do the fucked up swamp level, right? Well, yeah. I mean, come on. God, I love working here. We're all so fucked up. That's why most bosses have a checkpoint right outside the door. Now they can have a boss that two-shots you with a never-ending 20-hit combo without fully maximizing that bullshit meter to where I stop playing. Although, sometimes I got pretty fucking close. Some of those fuckers were just way too fast. It's like they went back to making Sekiro bosses, but with Dark Souls 3 combat. And you just get to die a billion times until you can finally differentiate which combos actually end and which ones just
that was a good fight though too.
Infinity. Goddamn girl, how much stamina you fucking got? And I soloed the last boss at launch before they nerfed him, and I have footage of it to prove it. So don't you dare reduce any possible criticism to get good, pussy. I had a whole video about Erdtree that I actually canceled because it just wasn't very good, and a lot of my complaints at the time did sort of just boil down to skill issue, but I had a pre-release review copy and everything courtesy of Bandai Namco.
That's cool.
I probably should have put the video out. Actually, that's my bad. Sorry about that one. My theory is that the main reason many people are saying Skong is too hard is because when they upped that difficulty knob, they did not also adjust that punishment knob accordingly. Combat, platforming, and bosses are all typically much more demanding than a lot of Hollow Knight 1. Certain enemies hit you for 2 masks. Most bosses hit you for 2 masks.
Yeah, but you heal for
even
3.
Environmental hazards sometimes hit you for 2 masks. And you only start with 5, so if my calculus is correct, that's a 3-mistake wiggle room you're rocking with. And even when you finally get a 6th mask after hunting down 4 different mask shards, you still die in 3 hits because 6 divided by 2 is still 3, so why didn't I just start with 6 masks to make that first new mask actually hit once I got it? You got me over here doing fucking bug math! But like Hollow Knight 1, the punishment for failure is having to repeat sometimes long, sometimes short, but oftentimes tedious run-back sections just to get another crack at a boss you have 0 knowledge on. And 3 mistakes to quickly try and learn that boss before once again walking your white bug ass back to 8 Mile. Which this is really the core nugget and central thing I was trying to get to this whole time. When is it fun to repeat stuff? Because okay, in an effort to be a fair critic, perchance we look at it a different way. One could argue Silky is actually predominantly a platformer that just heavily features combat. And in many platformers, the punishment for failure is having to complete many sections that you have already completed because that's where the sense of accomplishment often stems from. It's like fighting Bowser at the end of a Mario level, but this Bowser boofs creatine. And finally beating Boof Bowser might not be as satisfying if the stakes of really not wanting to do that fucking run back again weren't there. Remember stakes and punishment and friction and all that stuff? Resident Evil, we talked about it, remember? But also, I felt that proving I can get to the last judge boss fight over and over didn't really add anything to my eventual sense of accomplishment when I beat it. It's just a bunch of time spent I know I will never get back. But hold on there, Yogi Bear. To counter my counter, I then read the article.
Okay, is he going to say? Because what I would say is, yeah, maybe for that fight, but it's almost like making you do the platforming runbacks forces you to become a better platformer so they can make the next platforming things more complicated because you practice so much unintentionally. Do you know what I'm saying? So you do it like that.
Hollow Knight Silk
Okay.
Song's hardest checkpoint.
Pre-watch,
and
not
Why I
pre-watch,
Like It
I'm just-
by Lee Brady on my favorite gaming publication I've definitely heard of before, TrueAchievements.com. And Lee made a pretty damn compelling argument in favor of this now notorious runbacks inclusion, essentially saying that this sharp jump in difficulty right at the end of Act 1 is a final test to the player to make sure that they can hang once it gets really fucked up in Act 2. The player, fueled by their impatience and frustration, will likely get much better at platforming simply because they want to get through this ass play as fast as possible. Maybe even discovering shortcuts along the way via nail bouncing, which is certainly a skill Act 2 wants you to be pretty fucking good at. And with this particular, now infamous runback to the last judge,
I surprisingly might actually side with Lee Brady on this one. You know what? Fuck it. Shout out TrueAchievements.com. They should pay me for all these shout outs they're getting. But also, in perchance, let me just say this. When I finally did beat the last judge, I fucking died from the explosion because my dumbass put the controller down.
Me
Bro,
too, me
most
too, me
bosses
too,
do
me
like
too,
an
me
explosion effect
too.
thing when they die, but this one
It was
actually
fucking crazy.
exploded. And now I get to do all of that over again because apparently I sinned a lot in a past life. But even if you're in the camp that thinks runbacks are a key component of this game, what about all the runbacks that don't really have anything going on?
if every death requires me to mindlessly run back to a bathroom, I gotta run to a bathroom and shit my pants. If every death requires me to mindlessly run back to a boss room without any actual challenge thrown my way, then what is the point of the runbacks inclusion at all other than just adding hours to my overall playtime?
I'm legit asking you, yes, you,
That's
whoever
fair.
is watching this right now, am I being a crazy?
Okay, but I feel like when they didn't need the run back, most of them were really short. I feel like there might be a couple that suck. I'm not, I definitely got frustrated in the Grohl fight, so I'm not gonna. But I feel like most of the time they had a really close spawn when it didn't matter. But I could be
The
misremembering.
impatient iPad baby. I'm legit asking you right now. Be honest with me. Go down in the comments. Let me know. Do I need a Binky and a Binky and a Baby Bjorn to cruise around in? Let's start a poll. Let's hear from the people. Let's get it started. Shout out Black Eyed Peas. Let's get it started. Do not look up the original lyrics to that song though.
And do not even get it Black Eyed Peas started on the dirty dog shit piece of hogwash hog calling contest that is Coral Tower. Having to wait for Hornet to wake up, play the song again, wake up again, launch up into the room, get into the room, and then finally attempt the marathon of 3 separate Hell in a Cells full of freaky flyer miles that take 1 billion fucking hits to kill. Every single time you die is so wildly unnecessary and fucking infuriating. I'm spitting right now. Honestly, that run back of just having to wait for Coral Tower pissed me off more than any of the actual fights in this game because it turned out the hardest boss was the fucking clock in my house, but you would not believe his backstory. It's demented as shit. The nicest thing I can say about Coral Tower is that at least your fucking weapon tools don't run out because you're going into a dream. I use the hunter's crest. You're a hunter. You're going into a dream. You get fucked up by crows, and this is just Bloodborne.
Do you know how many people I have recommended Bloodborne to who quickly bounced off it just because the beginning is so goddamn impossible to a new player?
I have been racking my brain for years trying to understand why Bloodborne chose to have finite healing vials and bullets. I really want to understand the seemingly obtuse design choice of letting the player easily fall into the negative loop of, I'm dying because I used up all my blood vials, but I can't get more blood vials because I can't stop dying.
All right, well, my whole point is that when it comes to many
I haven't played
aspects
Bloodborne,
of
but that sounds
Silk
pretty
Song,
bad.
It's kind of the same shit.
If you want to use the very cool tool weapons during very difficult boss fights, you're first gonna have to stock up on shards by grinding enemies or by purchasing shard bundles. I actually gamified the crap out of this once I was in Act 2 by getting really good at fighting these big guys.
Yeah, I
in
did
this
the same
long-ass hallway.
thing.
And I just do it until I had like 1,000 rosaries to spend on shard
But I didn't
bundles and
use
everything else
shards.
that's expensive as fuck because the rosary economy is in the gutter. Bro, bosses can't even afford to have any. You are so seriously PLS'd up for so much of this game if you don't grind, because the majority of bosses give you jack.
Okay, I do think just for quality of life, Team Cherry, just having the boss explode with money is fun. I agree. If that's honestly my biggest criticism. It's like I even care. I just think when you beat a boss, it should explode with stuff. People like that. It feels good to be the boss, and then a bunch of things come out and you get it. It should that is like that's a proven reward system that makes your brain feel good. Beating a boss and the reward being like, well, you can go on. That's very poignant, but I think people want to have
shit, like even dropping a couple Benjamins would really help me out. I think what they wanted to do with shards is give you an extra incentive to engage with enemies while you're out exploring other than just rosaries, but I think you could still achieve that if resting at a bench at least always refilled your tools like 30%. Hell, while I'm at it, do the same thing for Bloodborne and at least give me like 3 blood vials. Okay, 2. Okay, fine. Just give me 1, goddammit. Bloodborne has super tedious runbacks, an overly punishing difficulty, and fucked up birds that will make you want to throw up. It also has one of the most engrossing worlds that I have ever experienced in a video game that shoves its claws deep into your fucking skull and refuses to ever let go, and some of the finest boss battles ever crafted by human hands. It is one of the best games I have ever played that is extremely hard to recommend to any of my friends. Put Silk Song in that fucking Mad Lib, and now we're finally getting somewhere, okay? Critical Jitical can go fuck off and flick his clitical, okay? He can go get Analytical Spherical Miracle. You're now just talking with a 30-year-old man who really loves a game about bugs.
Oh, shit. He's spitting.
I want to tell you about a bench. This is a bench in Tompkins Square Park, East Village, New York. I sat on a piece just like this for dozens of hours in 2020 while I was writing a video called Naughty Dog's Game Design is Outdated. Saying an entire company's game design is outdated is certainly a choice. Yeah, but I do stand by the vast majority of what I said in that video, and I continue to have strong feelings about that game and that story to this day. Not because I don't want it to exist or, oh, fuck that game, I don't care. It's the opposite. It's actually because I care so much about it existing at all. But I also think with the culture of YouTube and advertising at large...
What was his take on Last of Us 2? I don't think I've seen that video. But I liked Last of Us 2. Not as much as Last of Us 1, but I liked them both. You thought it was too woke? I see.
If you want your stuff to actually be seen by an audience, you also kind of got to play the game a little bit. And Naughty Dog's Game Design is Outdated is a lot more intriguing and succinct than Naughty Dog's Game Design is super insanely impressive in 1,000 different ways and one of the best third-person shooters ever, but the clear dissonance between how the cutscenes and gameplay handle the incredibly graphic violence that is central to the story feels empty, outlandish, and outdated. Saying that Fallout 3 is garbage sounds pretty brutal, but then you watch that video and you're like, yeah, man, especially compared to New Vegas, Fallout 3 is pretty garbage. But also, without Fallout 3, there is no New Vegas or Skyrim. So obviously there is merit to that game, but Fallout 3 is garbage is a lot more intriguing and succinct than Fallout 3 is important, but is also a really bad RPG with very poor writing and narrow choices that completely disrespect the design philosophy of prior entries in the series. I mean, to be fair, I played it when I was a kid. I liked it. Titled that as well. By the way, in no world is this me going after Bomber Guy of all people. Are you fucking kidding me? I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I love bro and his videos. Do not misinterpret me, for the love of God. But on YouTube at large, when it comes to gaming video essay review type videos, there does seem to be a specific tone and type of video that is popping up more and more often. I'm speaking with the attitude that I know better than the people who actually managed to create something against all odds, and I want my viewers to also feel a sense of superiority because hating stuff is easier than making it. Also, I think Margot Robbie is mid. Like, once again, to myself included, bro, We are not the thinker. I promise I'm doing this because I just really care about the medium and I'm not just carelessly looking around for things to shit on. But have I mentioned that I 100%ed this game and played it for 80 hours and frequently felt like I was having a once every 10 years transcendent gaming experience? Because that all feels pretty important too. Yes, this game is probably too hard for a lot of people and has some frictionary design concepts that I am not that crazy about. But I am crazy about this game.
Yeah.
So crazy that it put me in an existential crisis.
Yeah.
Listen to this bug. Is that even a design concept? I don't even, just give it a 10 already and let's fucking move on. Playing through the vast majority of this game without looking anything up definitely led to some really difficult moments, but it also gave me what I am finally, after years and years and years, realizing is my favorite emotion that is possible from playing a video game. Childlike wonder.
Ooh.
This shit is endless. This world feels infinite. How are there this many different enemies and this many different...
I would have liked to have played it off stream too. I just wouldn't have played it off stream, I guess. Because there's something, it's like something different about it when you play it on stream in some way. But I will say I very, very, very much still felt this. Like the amount of times I remember feeling blown away that there was a whole nother world in this tiny little fucking gap of a hole that you find behind a nook, behind a cranny is crazy. It's crazy. A whole nother massive zone with a cool, unique background and soundtrack and music, and I could have just missed it. That was the Wisp Thicket. That was crazy.
Bosses and this many different bug NPCs in this many amount. This word is starting to feel weird. I've said it too many times. Amount of secret walls that open up entirely new areas. Every bug sings their own individual song. Do you realize how many fucking bugs are in this game? I whipped my needle out constantly and was so consistently shocked by the results. I mean, just look at this shit.
You shouldn't whip your needle out without asking. Oh, that's cool. I've never found that.
I know a lot of you just fucking sped past that spoiler warning at the beginning of the video, and now maybe you'll go play the game, and you should, because I guarantee you will still be so surprised by so many things in this game, because this video would need to be like 9 hours long in order for me to spoil all of it. Learning to move through this world with the speed and precision and grace of like an opera on roller skates, we had to mention Counter-Strike one time, is euphoric. Like you can't really explain to someone how good this game feels unless they actually play it, because of all the animations. She does the fucking Castlevania shit. The bosses in Silksong have such an incredible pacing to them. So many fights feel like this pitch perfect, harmonious duet that you and Bro are singing together until someone eventually dies. Discovering the mist, slowly realizing the Lost Woods ass style way to navigate it, reaching the exhaust organ, encountering the motherfucker maestro inside responsible for your soundtrack, experiencing what is arguably my favorite boss fight in the whole game, and then on top of that, you get a fucking parry ability? Are you pulling my leg off right now? Stop!
Did he figure out to play
Experiencing that shit on a Steam Deck in bed at like 4 a.m. has already cemented itself as one of my favorite memories from any game I have ever played. Oh, the run back for Phantom is kind of annoying though, because it's just these mindless gas vents. You better shut the goddamn hell up right now. Do not make me send you back to Mr. Corndog, because I fucking will. I'll fucking send you back to the Corndog man. Bro, who gives a shit that the run back is a little annoying? Do you hear this music playing right now? I mean, I don't, because I'm in a fallout shelter, but you do. I'm sure it's nice. It must be nice.
It is.
Must be nice.
It is.
Christopher Larkin, what gives you the goddamn right? You have the audacity to write music this good and not put the main battle theme on Spotify? What the fuck? Yes, this theme, one that often plays during those Hell in a Cells, is one of my favorite songs in the entire game. It got me fired up every single time I heard it, and somehow has the perfect concoction of like determination and fear and uncertainty, and I just really
did it live
like
too, it looks like.
You decided to leave it off the official
What the
soundtrack,
fuck, Christopher
Mr.
Larkin?
Because someone, wanted to see my ball growl. And let me just also say this. She's an old dog, but she still bark. The way this game conveys the crooked nature of this corrupt bug world through its environments, dialogue, and gameplay is second to no one. I kept notes on my phone to remember things like a door that I would need to return to or an NPC I just thought was really interesting and I liked. Finding Loam, hearing his pained grunting and dialogue,
That's a good idea.
running on the little treadmill next
I just put
to
little
him to
markers
only
on the map and then forgot what
eventually
they
be
meant.
rewarded with one rosary along with Loam's praise. It all paints such a vivid and devastating picture of what's going on here. It's similar to the confession booth you can pay 25 rosaries for. It literally does nothing. You can do it a billion times. It will always do nothing. And that's amazing. One of the only times I looked something up in this game was in Bile Water, the most bullshit part of this game by far. A now infamous platforming gauntlet through poison where one of your rewards is a fake bench that drops you right back into poison. My brother mentioned that there was actually another secret bench to make the most brutal run back in the game by far easier, and I just got really tired of trying to look for it, so I eventually caved and Googled it. But that search inadvertently revealed to me that there was actually a charm I could get in an area I didn't even know existed that would help with the poison. Would I have found that area on my own if I didn't look it up? Maybe. But probably not. If every area in this game was as frustratingly obtuse and punishing as Bile Water, I certainly would not love it as much as I currently do. But I can admit that there is value in having something in the age of online discussion be so hard that it requires help from others to overcome, and that every possible inch in secret will be discovered eventually through that shared connection. So what's the point of this entire video and what I have apparently decided to yap about this time? Honestly, I think I'm still trying to figure that out myself. Okay. This is a game that I clearly have many problems with, but I am simultaneously so overwhelmed with gratitude that it even exists at all. And it's $20. This game is cheaper than the...
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this must be true for most people. I don't understand. Like, all the shit that you feel angry about, for me, goes away the second you beat it. I don't hold a grudge. I don't even hold a grudge. Like, once you beat the part that is frustrating, I'm not like sitting there like, God, that was so fucking... It's only bullshit when you're doing it. I don't understand how people can still be mad. Like, once you beat the game, it's like, wow, that was great. I feel awesome. Maybe if you quit, I can understand. It's like that they made the game too punishing for me to enjoy it. That's fine. I'm not doing a get good thing. I think that's a fair criticism, especially if you only have less time to play or whatever. I get it. I think I'm not saying everybody has to love this game, but I think it's weird that someone could beat it and then be like, this was a terrible design choice. Once it's over, it's like, that was awesome.
T-shirts I am trying to sell to you. Team Cherry, you're fucking up my whole thing. I have been doing this for 10 years now, and I feel like I have learned a billion things about writing and making videos, but I also feel like I haven't learned a single fucking thing, and I still have no idea what I'm doing. I think I'd like to keep making videos for the next 10 years if, you know, and if you or anyone else watching is still watching, but we both know my upload frequency has become less and less over time, and I think I'm still trying to pinpoint exactly why, but I hope I figure it out. And in the meantime, thank you so much for watching my video and for watching any of the videos. I told myself I wasn't gonna fucking cry. Any of the videos in the past 10 years, and I will see you next time.
Very sweet. Cinema. Wait, why is there a lot left? Why is there a lot left? There's this fake suggested video at the end. That was a really good video. It's in Act 3.
And figure it out. But also, perchance we just try and figure it out right now instead.
Perchance? Act 3! me? Holy shit.
Oh, sorry, I need your car. I'm late for my YouTube video, sorry. Dude, I've been sitting here for weeks and I've just been racking my brain day after day, night after night. Wait, hold on, I want to hit this jump real quick. Can I line this up? Still got it. I think as far as the like, why has my upload schedule been more infrequent? I think dude, Playboy X, you gotta stop. I think it comes down to two main reasons that I've been thinking about a lot. The first one, unfortunately, I think is an unhealthy one where I care way too much what other people think. Wait, hold on, I want to try to do a barrel roll off this ramp. Shit. All right. And it's not limited to just videos. Anyone that's a fan of my music, which I appreciate that. I think that
he makes music?
It's even worse when it comes to that. And I'm actively working on music and I really want to release it, but I think it's never good enough and it always just fucking cringes me out or I hate it or whatever. And I think Playboy, you gotta cut it out, dude. I think I have a very irrational fear of, like, my worst case scenario is uploading a video and being the, oh, here's this fucking guy again guy. You know what I mean? Oh, here's this fucking guy again doing the same formula, doing the same nostalgia thing. Oh, he's on the ball, he's on the green screen, which it's like, it's not that. That's really reductive. Just like it's really reductive of me to suggest that so much of YouTube gaming is like oversaturated, you know, sea of guys standing in front of thumbnails, because it's not. There's so many people that are consistently putting out really thoughtful, interesting videos. So I was talking to a really nice bartender
it could be both,
the other
right?
night. You know who you are. He asked me, how did you even get started making videos? Like what led you to it? And I was also pretty drunk, but I think I gave him a pretty honest answer of like, I consumed a lot of YouTube and I just had the thought, oh, I wonder if I can do that. Oh God.
Yeah.
This could not get worse. And I think that I wonder if I can do that is a very powerful feeling. And
and now there's like a million more people who, I mean, tens of millions of more people who grew up on YouTube, and so there's gonna be more people doing it. I think everything on YouTube is oversaturated in a way. That's just the nature of it. Anything that gets any kind of views will have 1,000 people doing the same kind of thing. That's just how it does. But it doesn't mean like stuff like his awesome content doesn't break through the noise, because it takes so much more skill and heart and passion. Like I don't know. I don't think it's that depressing.
Phrase that it has led, at least me personally, to doing a lot of things that I've had a lot of creative fulfillment out of. But the second reason, and one that I don't think it's as unhealthy, I never want to put something out that I don't care about. And obviously that's only a luxury I can afford if I can afford it. For better or worse, I know what it feels like to be absolutely juiced up and passionate about a project. And the downside, the double-edged sword of that, you know exactly how it feels when you don't feel that. Because I know what it feels like to feel inspired by something or what direction I want to be pulled in. It's just not necessarily in the same way that it has been, which was discovering this formula of mine and figuring out how I can express different things about different ideas, or, you know, whether it's more nostalgic or more critical or just something I wanted to talk about or whatever. It's been an incredibly life-changing and life-affirming. I don't know if I'm using that in the right way of, you know, as someone that didn't really have any sort of path lined out post-high school, I think that it's been a really, really rewarding 10 years that has required navigating and learning a lot. It's not something that I ever want to stop doing. I think it's just that the typical format
He seems like a real soulful
I'm
dude.
feeling is outdated. I think that along with making more videos and finally releasing more music and really pushing myself on that front and stop getting way too in my own head about it, I think my actual like wet dream I shouldn't phrase it like that. It's something that I've already publicly talked about, but with Ball Creative, I really do want to expand into other things, and obviously game development, but I also know how difficult of an undertaking that is. I also know what it feels like to really
make a game in no time.
Be curious about
I made one in a year without any
I wonder if I can do
coding
that.
knowledge, and
so
I coded it
know
all myself.
That is the route that I am headed down, and it is a dream of mine to do that with my brothers. But I think the further dream, if I'm being really honest, is the idea of we make something and whatever, you know, I'm pretty sure shoddy, sloppy piece of shit that it will be, especially as a first game, and making games are so fucking hard, and that some fuck on YouTube makes a video called NakeyJakey's game design is outdated. That is my absolute dream, because I know that person only made that video because they care so much. The only reason you stay up at night writing a script or film yourself, which is weird as fuck. What I'm doing right now, if you could see the way my camera is set up in my hallway, I got McDonald's delivered and it looked like I'm filming a fucking snuff film. Filming yourself is weird as fuck, and so I would know that that person only made that video because they care about gaming or about YouTube or about just talking some shit so much that
But that's not true. I mean, someone might make it for that reason, but someone might make it for the money, because that clickbait would work. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the nature of YouTube, is that like some people will make it because they care and some people will make it for the money. Yeah, I don't know. That's just how it is gonna be. I don't know how to
spent time making something, and I think that,
and then ideally, I think
that is
the stuff that's
the
made
whole thing. I think that's
with some heart or some real passion
the
stands
best
out.
things are inevitably outdated. Every single one of my favorite games, what I'm presently playing definitely included, is outdated or heavily flawed in some way. That's partially what makes them so beautiful, is you can see the cracks in between of like the human passion that went into it, because it's not just some fucking AI fed slop. Michelle, you're fucking outdated. GTA 4, true or nostalgia. Bro, shut the fuck up. At times, I think that this is maybe my favorite game ever made, and it is so heavily flawed. Rockstar's game design is outdated, it says the guy who's made 1 billion videos about Rockstar and is currently playing one right now. I love that video, and I'm really proud of myself for making it, especially at the time when I did, but also like, Red Dead Redemption 2 might be the greatest story ever told in a video game. Bethesda's game design was outdated a decade ago. Actually, though, what are they doing over there with the Fallout Anniversary Edition? Dude, Fallout 4...
He's got a point.
Like, it runs worse, and it's $60 for a
Bethesda's
game that's, what, now
bed.
10 years old? It's as old as my fucking YouTube channel? Like, I love Todd, and I want Elder Scrolls 6 to be really good, but man, they are really burning a lot of bridges with their fans, dude. Anyways, if you're seeing this right now, or if I'm just somehow... I should probably talk more into the mic, or if I'm just somehow telepathically communicating to anyone who has ever watched one of my videos, I truly mean it. Thank you. I'm not gonna cry this time. I'm probably gonna cry. Thank you so much, and
you're welcome.
I'm not going anywhere. I want to keep making stuff. It just might be a little different, and
that's cool. Yeah, you should do different things over 10 years, bro.
If you ever feel
this is a great video.
I wonder if I can do that. Oh, I knew I was gonna cry. I wonder if I can do that. Fucking do it. I'll see you next time.
Great video. Great video, man. NakeyJakey's great. Love me some NakeyJakey. You missed Act 4? No, that was the it. That was the end. I'm going full-time YouTuber stat. Ladies and gentlemen, no, dispatch, it's 10. Can't do it, it's too late. But Ari does want to do it. Maybe we'll do it. I'm streaming tomorrow morning. I'm sticking to my sleep schedule. It's been good so far. I'm going to end. But I will do dispatch. I mean, I don't know if it's tomorrow morning or not, but I'm streaming tomorrow morning. I'm doing a presentation on Michael Jordan suing NASCAR and possibly the 140K poverty line discussion. Doing that tomorrow morning, along with whatever else we do before I go to. I'm seeing Knives Out 3 tomorrow night, so I have to stream it tomorrow morning. By morning, I mean like maybe 1 p.m. or whatever, but I mean like before my normal time. So Knives Out 3, you think they'd run out of knives by that point. We'll end on that hilarious joke from Tanakaru. +7. on that one. What a hilarious joke. Thanks guys for watching. Fun. Good night. Goodbye. See you tomorrow.